there by a point, I think. I wouldn't say.
You're all very welcome along here to McNeville Park in Rakiel for the meeting of Father Casey's and Newcastlewest in the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship semi-final of 2025. The second of the semi-finals. Bit of a shock in the first one, Declan. We're on commentary for this one, but it'll be a matter of who's going to get their foot into the final to meet Mungret.
Yeah, I just heard Mungret beat it there by a point, I think. I wouldn't say a major shock, but they were the county champions. They were favourites for that game. Mungret were in the semi-final last year, so look, huge result for Mungret. They'll be delighted this evening. A great win for them, but no, not a massive shock.
And I suppose looking forward here today, two teams. I suppose Father Casey's hoping to get back into the final this year to atone for last year's defeat, and Newcastlewest obviously trying to build on their 5 victories over the last 10 years.
Yeah, for sure. Father Casey's, as you said, were here last year in the final against Adair. They'll probably, they'll be hoping to put some of those wrongs to right. But they have a big challenge ahead of them in Newcastlewest. Newcastle have been here so many times. They've won 5 counties, I think, in the last 10 years. So I think Newcastle are going to start as favourites, but Abbeyfield have, really come on in the last couple of years and will, I suppose, really fancy their chances.
And I suppose just looking back through their paths to the final so far, Newcastlewest obviously came through unbeaten. They had 3 wins, 2 draws in their group. Father Casey's, on the other hand, they lost their opening game to Adair, but after that, 2 draws in their run-up as well, followed with 3 victories. So in the last 5 games, they have a similar pattern: 3 wins, 2 draws.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually. Father Casey's have kind of been hanging on almost from the start, but here they are in the semi-final. Like when you go through it, they've actually only lost 1 game to Adair in the first round. Newcastle started very well, got 2 wins, then had hit a bit of a speed bump. They had 2 draws, but they were very good in their last game against Ballylanders. So look, neither of them will be 100% happy with their form to date, but semi-final and a place in the final awaits, so all to play for.
And I suppose just even on the conditions, we're out here on the pitch, it is in perfect condition, even given the rain we've had over the last number of days. I suppose there's no real wind. It is, I suppose, a cold atmosphere, if you want to put it that way, but at this time of year it's probably as close to ideal as you're going to get.
Yeah, it's the 1st of November today, so there's been a lot of rain this week. The ground is going to be heavy, but if you just look at the first game, for example, there was a lot of scores in that game. It was high scoring enough, so I don't think you can ask for much more. The surface is pretty good, and I think we'll get as good a game of football as we can given the rain that fell the last couple of days.
Oh, and you can join us shortly for throw up on that semi-final meeting at 3 o'clock. You can come back and join us in a little under 10 minutes time, and we'll have all the action for you live here.
At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable and made to perform, because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment.
The meeting of Father Casey's and Newcastlewest in the County Championship semi-final of 2025. The wind and the rain has picked up since we were out on the pitch a couple of moments ago, and the toss has just taken place. John O'Halloran is the man in charge. Newcastlewest won the toss. They've selected to play with it, and I suppose, Declan, they'll be looking to build momentum in the first half with the wind behind them.
Yeah, Sean, as you said, the breeze has seemed to pick up in the last maybe 15 or 20 minutes. The conditions have definitely deteriorated, so you'd imagine that both teams that are playing with the breeze will be trying to maximise the scoreboard when they're playing with the breeze.
And I suppose even just looking into those conditions, it's obviously going to be a question of, for John inside in the middle as well, is he going to let it flow, or we'll expect that there'll be a good, I suppose, bit of crowding around the ball, and the wind is going to hold it up when it's travelling down. So it'll be interesting to see what style he approaches it. Yeah,
for sure, and it'll equally be interesting to see what approach each team plays, kind of carries out against the breeze. You would imagine that whoever's playing against the breeze will maybe try to maximise each play and try and take as long as they can out of each possession, just to try and kill the clock that bit. So I suppose Abbeyfield, their aim in this first half will be to try and get to half time within reach of Newcastle, and Newcastle probably thinking the opposite then. How far ahead can they be by the time they reach the half time whistle? But yeah, look, it's going to be testing for John in the middle of the park as well, because as we said, it's kind of deteriorating in front of us as we're watching it.
And before we go through matchups and stuff like that, we'll take a quick look through both starting lineups, starting with Newcastlewest first of all. In goals is Michael Quilligan. It's a full back line of Michael Crimmin, Darren O'Doherty and Brian O'Sullivan. A half back line of Ronan O'Connor, Seamus Hurley and Aaron Neville. Midfield is Ian Corbett, who captains the side, and Sean Murphy. Two changes in their half forward line coming in, where number 21 is Brian Nix. He replaces Todd Donovan, who was named at number 10. And also out is Lee Wolfe from centre forward. Michael Keefe comes in to pick up that centre forward position. Brian Hurley completes their half forward line. Inside, in their inside line is Thomas Quilligan, Mike McMahon and Owen Hurley completing their lineup. Father Casey's on the other hand, they line out as selected, so it's Shane O'Connell in goals, John Reardon, Matthew O'Connor and Mark McCarthy. It's Michael Kilbridge, Sean Kilbridge and Coolan Quigley. Midfield partners are Dermot Buckley and Sam Quigley. Rory O'Brien, Eli Reardon and Daniel Daly in the half forward line, and then it's Adrian Enright, David Ward and Dylan Quirk inside in their full forward line. And we'll just take a pause here for a moment as the national anthem is played out in front of us. Both sides breaking from their huddles here at the moment, and I suppose, Declan, we spoke about it maybe off air a while ago. The stats very similar in terms of scoring for, scoring against, so we're expecting a real nice, intense, close battle here ahead.
Yeah, very little between them, as you said. I think Casey's are averaging 19 points a game, Newcastle 21. Casey's conceding 14, Newcastle 13, so nothing between them, and like we said outside, like neither team has played maybe consistently through the championship, so they'll both be looking for maybe a more complete performance today.
And I suppose we're looking at positional switches as well, so straight away Brian Nix looked like he's gone into the inside full forward line, so he's not lining out at number 11, and it's just going to make a little reshuffling of the deck from Newcastle's point of view to replace what is, I suppose, two experienced players that they were able to depend on.
Yeah, just looking here, Michael O'Keefe has gone into the full back line for Newcastlewest. Ian Corbett has taken up midfield position over on the sideline. Mike Mack is going up for the throw-in. Sean Murphy's gone to centre forward. Ruan O'Connor has gone to wing forward, and as you said, Brian Nix has gone into the full forward line. So changes are plenty for Newcastle. Casey's pretty much lining up as per the programme for now.
And it is Newcastle who take possession straight off. They keep the ball into the hands and get it as far as Ronan O'Connor straight away. Now he looks straight there for Mike McMahon. McMahon opening up the play. As we say, the wind and the elements are behind Newcastle here at the moment, as they are looking to play the ball out wide straight in front of Aaron Neville. Neville now looking to get it inside in front to get the first shot off. It goes straight into the middle of the opportunities are there from the runners. They're crowded out on this occasion. The ball back as far as McMahon again. Mike recycling it back over as far as Thomas Quilligan, and he's going to set up the latest attack through Michael Crimmin. Michael Crimmin playing it over. They're on the edge of the two-pointer at the moment. That wind behind him, but they're going to play it in front. It's Seamus Hurley who has it. He's trying to get inside. Is he going to get the strike off? He's not on this occasion. They're going to have to recycle it back around. Here comes the kick in, but it's straight into the hands there of Shane O'Connell, and Shane manages just to free it up. But early indications, Newcastle trying to work that ball into the shooting position and get the scores behind them as soon as they can.
Yeah, good control from Newcastle. They went over and back with it. I think it was Brian Nix who got the shot off for the finish into the keeper's hands. To be fair, Casey's defended it well as well. They didn't dive in, and Newcastle didn't execute it, and away come Casey's with their first play.
And it's Sam Quigley who carries the ball forward for him. He gets it as far as his own 65. He looks back now in front of Sean Kilridge, and he's on the way through. Gets him into the Newcastle half for the first time. Looks for the runner. It's John Reardon who presents himself, and John plays it back over as far as Sam once more. They have time to steady themselves. There's options in front of the seated stand here in Rackeel if that's where they want to go with it, and exactly where it does go. It's Eli Reardon who has it. He carries it up. He's about 40 out at the moment. Lays off that ball back into the hands now of Dylan Quirk on this occasion. Quirk working it back over to Sam Quigley, and Sam just opening the play wide once more. I suppose Newcastle very quick to get into their defensive unit here, Declan, and they're going to ask the questions of Casey's.
Absolutely, very well defended there by Newcastle. Got contact on and pushed Casey's back. Big high ball in from John Reardon. Got away with it.
Got it. David Ward is getting it at the end. It comes back as far as Dylan Quirk once more. And he looks up, he plays it out here in front of John Reardon. John Reardon on the 45 plays it, opening it back over in front of the seated stand here in Rackeel once more into the hands of Aaron Enright. Enright looks to give the pop pass. It's inside. He goes for the return, does a little 1-2, gives it off. The shot is coming in. It comes in from Sean Kilridge, but this one has gone to the left and gone wide. But again, patient build up. The execution just wasn't there in the end.
Yeah, both sides have one attack and both have missed the target now. So interesting defence from both teams as well. Nobody diving in too quickly and just really forcing it, I suppose. But away we come with Brian O'Sullivan for Newcastle.
Brian just picking up that short kick out. He looks to come back in towards the centre, towards his centre back, which is Seamus Hurley. Seamus now has time. He steadies himself. Back he goes in front of Brian. Once more, Aaron now looking out towards the far side. There's plenty of room over there if they want to open it up. And they have all the time in the world to pick up the ball. Looks to play it in towards the centre. Under pressure now at the moment is Mark McCarthy trying to get his hands on the ball, but instead it works its way as far as Mike McMahon. McMahon looking for the runners off the shoulder. Brian Hurley was the one who presented himself. He tries to play it back in front of Mike once more. The ball is there on the ground. There's a battle for it. The ball breaks free. On this occasion it's Father Casey's who pick it up. It's Dermot Buckley who has it, and I suppose they're the turnover to give energy to teams.
A huge turnover for Casey's there in the middle of the field, and as you said, that'll give them the energy that they're looking for, and they get a roar from the crowd as well, which will drive them on.
They have time to steady themselves again. They're looking to open the play. On this occasion they were looking for Eli Reardon. He just breaks it down, and Sam Quigley it's Dermot Buckley who's going to pick it up. The midfielder is on his way towards the 45. Runners off the shoulder. It's Colin Quigley who has it. Quigley now is inside, heading towards the 21. Tries to lay it off. Advantage was being played. A pull at the arm is what John O'Halloran is indicating, and this is I suppose just about 23 metres out, straight in front of the goals. And as a free taker, you couldn't ask for an easier opportunity.
Yeah, nice free, relatively front of the goals here for Dylan Quirk, so you would expect he would open Casey's account. As we said a minute ago, great turnover from Casey's, and as a result of it, they take the lead.
Straight in, straight over the bar from Dylan, as we said. He couldn't have asked for an easier opportunity, about 23 yards out from the goals, more or less straight in front of it, and off the right, inside of the right foot, straight in, straight over the bar. We have just 4.5 minutes gone. It's Casey's 1, Newcastle no score.
Yeah, great start for Father Casey's. That's what they're going to need playing into this breeze.
Kick out coming long. It's going to drop here around the midfield. Up they go. Broken down by Sam Quigley and is picked up on this occasion by Daniel Daly. Daly looking for support in his defence. They managed to retain it, and out looking for it was Diarmuid Buckley once more. Buckley gets his hands on it now. He's got room to attack. He uses that burst of speed straight up inside the 45. There's runners off the shoulder if he wants. He decides to take it on himself. Now he's laying it in. He went for the 1-2, but instead Eli Reardon holding it up. He's going to come all the way back out. His fullback Matthew O'Connor is looking for it here in front of him. Matthew gets it, looks for Colin Quigley. Quigley now over towards the centre towards Sean Kilbridge. Kilbridge now opening the play. They're into the 21. It's Michael on this occasion that has it. He decides to lay it off. They're looking for that bit of movement. Patience all the time here at the moment with the ball, and I suppose Declan, they're just trying to make sure that they get their shooters on it.
Yeah, for sure. Great win from Abbeyfield on the kick out there, and as you said, they're just being patient. Maybe a better hand pass would have played in the inside forward, but they had to recycle, and they're back over this side of the pitch now again.
So Matthew O'Connor is the one in possession for him. He opens it up in front of Sean Kilbridge again, and Kilbridge playing it out over towards the AstroTurf side here in Rathkeale. He takes the ball back again, so Sean steadying himself. He's more or less in the centre on the 45, has runners in Michael Kilbridge at the moment, so Michael is looking for a bit of movement here in front of him, but he decides to come back as far as Eli Reardon back as far as Sean once more. Here comes the kick pass opening up the play out as far as Airdreen Enright playing it in. The ball breaks down. It comes off the fist there. I think it was Michael Crimmin inside who got his fist to it. Out it goes for the 45, but that could have been very dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous. I think Adrian was going for a score, but it very nearly fell into David Ward's hands, but could have been a goal for Father Casey's, but a touch from Newcastle defender, and it's 45.
And it'll be a second opportunity here for Casey's to see if they can extend that lead. And I suppose when you're playing into the teeth of the breeze at the moment, we're now, I suppose, just gone over 6.5 minutes. You'll be very happy with the start that you've made if you're the Father Casey's management.
Absolutely, and Eli will fancy this. He's a good distance kicker. So look, this is what they'll want against the breeze. They'll want to be taking as much as they can out of every attack and just keeping on top of that scoreboard. So just going through his routine here at the moment. Here's the run up from Eli. The connection is good, the distance is there, the accuracy however on this occasion isn't. It just goes out to the left hand side. Opportunity gone a begging for Father Casey's, and I suppose from a Newcastlewest point of view, just let off the hook. Yeah, it's definitely something he has in his locker. As you said, he had the distance but just not the accuracy this time round. Interesting here now from Newcastle. They've lost the first kick out, so see can they win this one. You'd imagine Mike Mack could be a target. No,
they're going short as far as Brian O'Sullivan. That's the second one he's gotten. The 3 kickouts gone short. He carries it to the 45. He looks for Aaron Neville. Neville now maintains possession. He holds it up. He's going to go all the way back inside their 21 at the moment, and it was Mike O'Keefe who was looking for it. O'Keefe lays it off, goes for the run again, but it's not going to come back to him because instead it's going to be Sean Murphy who gathers it. Sean on the way forward. He gives the pop pass, but on this occasion it's read all the way by Daniel Daly. He turns it over. Casey's are on the attack. They have runners off the shoulder. They have the numbers if they can get it inside. It's going to be Eli who takes it on. Opportunity here off the right boot. Can he curl it in? It's a nod of an agreement. It's opening score from play for Eli. 2 points to no score for Father Casey's.
Yeah, another turnover for Casey's around the middle of the field. They're really up for this. The crowd are behind them, and a great score from Eli Reardon. 2-0 to Father Casey's.
So Michael Quilligan back getting the ball here at the moment. He's got to bring it as far as the 21. He's had 3 attempts at the moment, 2 short, 1 long. The one he went long with was turned over, and on that occasion trying to work it out of play was turned over as well. So Father Casey's having great joy here at the moment as that ball goes long. It's going to drop just before it's punched forward once more by the Father Casey's men. They pick it up. It's Diarmuid Buckley who lays it off. He's looking for Michael Kilbridge on this occasion. Back as far as Diarmuid once more, and Diarmuid has time. He's plenty of numbers in as far as Sean Kilbridge, and Sean has time to just scan in front of him, see if the opportunities are on. He's going to bring it as far as the 45. He's just inside the 45. He's got a runner in Eli Reardon once more. Eli goes in. There's a tug of the jersey there. It's a free in once more for Father Casey's, and another opportunity, their 4th one already inside the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, couldn't be better for Father Casey's the first 10 minutes. Another kick out one. Young Kilbridge, number 6, Sean Kilbridge, is on a pile of ball. He's kind of playing as a quarterback. He's moving the ball from left to right, and they're getting a nice bit of joy down this left side. Eli Reardon took on his man and got it free. So another effort here, another chance for Dylan Quirk.
Dylan just running up, we follow the track of it, we're straight behind the ball, and even if we weren't, the supporters are telling us enough. It's a second pointed free for Dylan, and extending that lead out, 3 points to no score here now.
Yeah, great strike, split the post, it was never in doubt, great score, and as we said already, great start for Fodder Casey's.
So Michael Quilligan once more being asked the questions as to where he's going. He's no options to go short, so when he's going to go long, he goes down the same side of the field once more. Up underneath it on that occasion was Mike McMahon. He manages to win possession. Advantage being played here at the moment for the Newcastle Caseymen as they look to hold on to possession. They're going to open play all the way out as far as Rowan O'Connor. O'Connor now up to halfway. He's inside the 65. He lays it off in front of Owen Hurley. Owen Hurley carrying it forward, looking for the run there of Brian on this occasion. So Brian back into the hands of Owen once more, and I suppose it's the first opportunity in about 10 minutes here, Declan, for Newcastlewest to get their hands on the ball, so they won't be in any panic to get a shot off. They just want to work themselves into the game.
Exactly, they haven't had the ball for the last 5 or 6 minutes, so they need nothing now, only a score just to settle themselves into this game.
It's Thomas Quilligan who has the ball at the moment. He's looking for a bit of movement. They're going to hold it up into the hands of O'Connor once more. He looks to his centre back, which is Seamus Hurley. Seamus playing it open. Here comes the kick pass straight in and inside. Owen Hurley makes the run, has the ball. He's coming out towards onto the arch off the 21, curling it in straight over. And if there's a score to settle you, that is one for sure.
That's a great score from Owen Hurley. Great ball in from Thomas Quilligan, and he turned and kicked off his right leg just over. Brilliant settler for Newcastle now. So let's see what happens from this kick out.
3 points to 1, 11 minutes gone here in Rathkeale in the first half. As we said, Newcastlewest with the wind behind them, but I suppose interestingly enough, I don't know, is it the weight of the water on the flags, or has the wind actually dropped?
Yeah, it seems to have dropped a bit. It's like Casey's have 3 points kick, so it's I don't think it's as strong as maybe 5 minutes before throw-in.
And it's Casey's on the way through once more. Mac McCarthy has it. He's looking for the run. He does the little 1-2. Here he receives it back on the 45. He's on the edge of the 2-point zone, working it all the way in. Opportunity coming. Here comes the kick. Straight in, straight over the bar from the kick out. And it was Adrian Enright at the end of it all.
That's a great score, Adrian, on the end of it, but a brilliant run from Mark McCarthy. He's been outstanding this year for the Limerick footballers, and he bombed up the field and really gave a lovely pass to Adrian Enright, and a sweet score off his left leg. Really good start from Fodder Casey's. Probably some of the best football they've played all year.
4 points to 1, 12 minutes gone here as they go short once more as far as Brian O'Sullivan. Brian looking for the little pop as the pressure comes in, the ball goes to ground, but Newcastlewest have the opportunity to pick it back up, open up the play. They're going out the far side here of Rathkeale at the moment. They're going to attack up towards their own 65 in the hands of Michael Crimmin. Michael now gives the pass off. He looks as far as O'Connor. Rura gives it back in towards the centre. Mike McMahon has an opportunity. The pressure runs, the ball goes to ground, and another turnover for the Fodder Casey's men.
Third turnover since the throw-in around the middle of the field, but it looks like they've just given it back to Newcastle again. But yeah, turnover.
Turned over given, and
Newcastle in control.
They're looking out towards the side. They have an opportunity to run it here now. The space is there if they can attack at pace into the hands of Aaron Neville. Neville has space in front of him. Is he going to attack it? He looks for movement. Gives a little pop pass off here now, straight in front of Brian Nix. Nix looks back as far as Mike McMahon. Mike playing it over here in front into the hands of Thomas Quilligan. Quilligan now taking on his man. He checks back. He's got the option if he wants to go as far as Brian Hurley, but instead it's further and deeper. He comes into the hands there of Nix once more, and Nix is looking ahead. He's going to open it up with a fist pass out towards the far over side of the field. Once more, Newcastle just been patient on the ball, making sure that they work themselves into it. It's 4 points to 1 here as we say at the moment. 13 and a half minutes gone as they get their first opportunity just to maintain possession and ask those probing questions of the Fodder Casey's defence. They have it inside now straight away. It's Brian Hurley. Hurley plays it back into the hands of Quilligan once more. Thomas trying to get that shot off. Here he comes, little pop pass inside. They're inside the 13. A slip on the ground. It's not a slip is what John O'Halloran says, and he was playing the advantage, and it's going to be a free in and an opportunity now for Newcastle just to, I suppose, reduce the gap back down to 2.
Yeah, Thomas played the ball into Darren O'Doherty, and I didn't see what happened, but I think John O'Halloran gave a free, so maybe something after Thomas gave off the ball. But yeah, it's a handy free for him now. You'd expect him to score off his left leg.
Here he comes straight in. It's easy and it's over the bar. It's his opening score of the day, reducing the gap down. As we say, it's 4 points to 2 here at the moment. Fodder Casey's in front, and we're nearly hitting the first 15-minute marker. Yeah,
Newcastle seem to have settled 2 scores in the last couple of minutes, so you'd expect that they'll have a bit of a purple patch maybe now between here and half time. be interesting to see can Casey's keep up the momentum of the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Shane O'Connell, he's going short once more into the hands there of Mark McCarthy. McCarthy in towards the centre. It's a dangerous ball, and especially when Sean Kilbride slips, but they managed to get away with it and get it out in front of John Reardon. John now has the ball, he's carrying it forward, looking for runners off the shoulder. On this occasion it's Daniel Daly, the captain of the side, is on his way. He decides to check back. There wasn't the option ahead of him, so the safest thing to do is just to maintain possession and give it out to the free players over the far side, which on this occasion is Sam Quigley. Quigley up as far as the 45, gives that little pop pass inside. He went looking for the return, but on this occasion he's not going to receive it, because instead it's Adrian Enright who has the ball in his hand. Open and play up again towards the far overside here at the moment. They worked it into Quigley. Here comes Quigley, and just inside the 21 the kick comes in, but it was always going left and going wide. But another indication, I suppose, patient build up and another opportunity at the end of it.
Yeah, once you get your shot off, you're doing the right thing. Unfortunately for Father Casey's at that time it just didn't go over the bar, but they're definitely working their shots really well, and their efficiency is pretty good, I would say, right now.
So we're only missing the ball here at the moment in McNeville Park, so we're waiting for it to come in, and then once it does, Michael Quilligan will get us back underway. But I suppose it is interesting, given the fact that playing into what we said was the breeze. There's 4 points on the board. There's 3 gone astray in them at the moment. That's 7 opportunities, where Newcastlewest, they had the first opportunity which dropped short, and only the 2 others which they've converted.
Yeah, Newcastle 2 from 3, but again Casey's after winning this kick out, so very much dominating the middle of the field battle early days.
Sean Kilbride is just picking himself up off the ground at the moment. John O'Halloran trying to make sure that he is okay, and the physios aren't required, so they're returned back to the sideline, and we'll get back underway with Father Casey's in possession once more, working the ball forward as far as Adrian Enright now looking for runners off the shoulder, gets it as far as Sean. Here comes Kilbridge forward to the 45, looking for it was Mark McCarthy. That's exactly where he goes with it. Mark picks it up, he's coming in towards the corner looking for it's Eli Reardon here at the moment. Eli steadying himself, tries to work the 1-2, but instead it's Adrian Enright who goes on. Adrian looking back as far as David Ward is nearly turned over, ball goes to ground, but Father Casey's in possession once more, and on this occasion he's held down on the ground, is what John O'Halloran says, and a free in.
Yeah, Ian Corbett turned over the first ball and went after the second one, but John made out that it was a free, so possession stays with Casey's.
And Mark McCarthy is the one who has possession from here at the moment on the 45. There's plenty of black jerseys in front of him, so instead he comes back as far as his centre back is Sean Kilbridge again. Sean opening up the play over towards the far overside. They're attacking in, trying to work it back as far as Sean once more. Mark is looking for it, and that's where it's going to come back to. It's a dangerous pass on this occasion. Getting his hands to it was Ryan O'Sullivan. There's a race for possession, and it's going to be a free. I think they're looking for more than the free, but it doesn't look like John is going to give it on this occasion.
Yeah, great turnover from Ian Corbett. He's been sniffing around him for the last few minutes, so he got a hand on that and was fouled by Mark McCarthy. Not sure if there was much more in it, but I think Ian was looking for maybe something extra.
But that kick from Ian is just slightly too long on this occasion. It travels out over the sideline and hands possession right back to Father Casey's once more, just inside their own 65. They're looking for a bit of movement, and I suppose these are the little things that start going wrong when things are going against you.
Yeah, Newcastle really struggling to settle into this game, like all these little battles throughout the field, or maybe ones that Casey's are coming out on top right now. But another turnover here from Newcastle.
Advantage being played, on we go. It's still Newcastle ball as they're working their way in. Here comes Ian once more, he's on the end of it, lays it off. The opportunity is there, but they're going to come all the way back as far as Mike McMahon again. He opens up the play. They have 2 men on the overlap here if they want to go to it. Here's the pop pass as far as Neville. Aaron is inside the 21. The opportunity is there, he just never get the foot around the ball, and it travels to the right and travels wide.
Yeah, poor miss from Aaron. He probably should have scored it. He had a lot of time. It was played in nicely by Thomas Quilligan, but as you said, just never wrapped his leg around it, and well wide for the finish. So
the ball back at the feet of Shane O'Connell once more. He's gone short on 2 occasions. He's going to the exact same place, and back to Mark McCarthy once more is where he goes. Mark now, he's looking for the option. They're going to carry that ball out, looking for Michael Kilbridge, and he's turned over. Opportunity here now for Ian. He takes the dummy pass, but he's got 3 different players around him. Ball breaks down, and as it does, it's back into the hands of the Father Casey men.
Yeah, unlike Ian to turn over a ball like that, but maybe that's the conditions, because both teams are turning over the ball a lot in these first 20 minutes.
It's Casey's on their way out here at the moment. It's going to be Dermot Buckley who carries it forward. He's inside the Newcastle 65 as he gives that kick pass ahead. Out coming, charging and looking for the ball on that occasion was Dylan Quirk. Dylan plays it in towards the corner here at the moment into the hands of Adrian Enright. Enright now goes with the 1-2. Thought about laying it off, but instead he's going to take on the kick. And if he does, it's in, it's over the bar. It's a second one for Adrian, and he extends that lead out that little bit more.
That's a brilliant score by Adrian Enright off his right leg. Father Casey's getting an awful lot of joy down this left hand side of the pitch. He cut in and really sweet score off his right leg.
5 points to 2 here at the moment. We're hitting towards the 20-minute marker as that kick goes short as far as Brian O'Sullivan. Brian now, he's just about 25 yards from his own goals. He plays it back here in front of Darren O'Doherty. O'Doherty's on his way out, looks for the run there on this occasion as Sean Murphy. Murphy laying it back. The options are ahead if they want it, but on this occasion Mike O'Keefe is going to carry it forward. Looks now to give it as far as Michael Crimmin, and Crimmin opening up the play. Here comes the kick pass straight in. There's a race for possession. Opportunity there. The ball breaks, but there's 3 different blue jerseys coming for it, and on that occasion it was only a matter of which one of them was going to pick it up.
Yeah, Mark McCarthy defended really well there on Thomas Quilligan, and away come Casey's again.
And they're just over the halfway line as they lay the ball off as far as Michael Kilbridge again. Michael looked for the return, but on this occasion the ball and his playmaker Eli Reardon just manages to get beyond him. He's pulled back on this occasion. It's another free in, another opportunity for Casey's to extend their lead.
Yeah, Father Casey's really taking the game to Newcastle. Eli Reardon very direct in his run in there and earned his free, and Dylan Quirk has a chance to put Casey 6-2 ahead with 21 minutes on the clock.
So Dylan just steadying himself, make sure that everybody is back the requisite distance. Here we follow, here comes the run up, the ball is kicked in, everybody is looking up, and now the umpires are going for the white flag. It's his third pointed free of that first half, and as you say, he extends the lead out that bit more.
Yeah, flawless so far from Dylan Quirk. I think he's 3 from 3 on the frees. He's really kicking well, and as we said, Casey's really in the ascendancy right now. Newcastle need to settle into this game.
Michael Quilligan does manage to get the kick off in this occasion. They work it here into the hands of Seamus Hurley. Hurley was on the ground but still manages to maintain possession. They work it now as far as Darren Hardy, and he plays it out over towards the wing. It's going to be Brian O'Sullivan to carry it forward, looking for runners ahead. They're going to come back in towards the centre. Now the layoff there is as far as Michael Crimmin. Here comes Crimmin. He was looking to get it back on that occasion, but Michael Kilbride is the one who nips in. He's fouled on this occasion, but play goes on because the Father Casey's men have possession, and they're going to work it all the way over here in front of it's Colin Quigley on this occasion that has it. He's looking once more for Eli Reardon. Reardon now on another charge. Here he goes. He's heading towards the 21. He has the angle. Will he get the kick off? He doesn't. He decides to come back once more into the hands of Sam Quigley. Sam now has an opportunity just to steady it, and he's going to come all the way back once more on Daniel Daly. And I suppose these are the decisions that you like to see. The option wasn't there, so it's a matter of just go back, reset and attack again.
Yeah, great control from Father Casey's, as you said. Like Eli was looking for a gap, it wasn't on, and instead of going aimlessly down a channel, he recycled. And as I said, number 6 here, Sean Kilbride is sitting in the pocket throughout, and he's just that kind of quarterback that if they need to switch to play, that he's probably the guy that they're going to go through.
Daniel Daly has possession from here at the moment. He's heading towards the 45. He's just inside the 45 now. There's 2 blue jerseys ahead of him if he wants, but instead he's going to come back into the hands of Dylan Quirk. Quirk now back in towards the centre as Father Casey's are patient all the time through Sean Kilbridge once more. Kilbridge now, he decides to go on a bit of a run. He's going to open up the play. Over they go. They're nearly on the sideline, about 35 yards out, but they have 3 different blue jerseys back here on the 45 if they want to come into it, into the hands of Michael Kilbridge at the moment, and he's going to work it as far as Eli Reardon. But I suppose what you do see is from a Newcastle point of view, their defensive setup, I was just about to compliment it, but the opportunity comes and it just drops short.
Yeah, Newcastle are defending well. They're kind of zonal out maybe as far as the 45, but Eli snuck in there and had a real chance of a score, but he didn't connect with it. That would have put him up 7-2, so maybe a chance gone a begging for Father Casey's just there.
Ball worked here as far as Mike McMahon once more. McMahon now looking to play it in front of Aaron Neville. Neville picks it up. He's on the halfway line. He's just inside it at the moment. There was movement ahead. He's going to lay it off on this occasion into the hands there of Thomas Quilligan. Ball in over the top. Are they going to get there first? They are on this occasion. It's through Brian Nix. Nix taking on the shot, but this one just stays to the left. Advantage was being played. We're going to come back for the free in, and you'd expect that Thomas Quilligan will be the man to stand over it.
Yeah, great win there by Brian Nix, as we talked about about Mark McCarthy already, but they're having a right battle inside there, and Brian won the ball well. Got his shot off but was fouled, so free for Thomas, which again off his left leg you'd expect. Thomas is dropping out a bit and playing some lovely dinky ball into the forwards as well, which is maybe what Newcastle are looking for, and maybe just trying to get their game going as best they can.
No mistake whatsoever from the boot of Thomas. It's straight in, it's over the black spot. His second point at 1 of the afternoon. It's Newcastlewest's third score as we hit 25-minute marker, and I suppose if there's one thing to worry their management at the moment, it will be the fact that they're only scoring once every 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, look, they're not firing on all cylinders, but at 6-3 the game is far from gone, and they're an experienced side. If they could get a score or two before half time, as long as they get in at half-time within touch and distance, Newcastle will be confident.
And they've turned the ball over on this occasion. It's going to be Ruin O'Connor who has it. He's going to open up the play over here in front of Quilligan once more. Thomas has it. The movement is ahead. He talked about the dink pass. Now here it comes. And he waited the exact right amount of time for Owen Hurley to lose his men. Got it ahead into the hands of Owen, and he looks back for O'Connor on this occasion. It's going to work its way all the way back as far as Thomas once more. He takes on the shot, but he was slipping as he did. But it looks like advantage was being played once more, and it's another free in for Newcastlewest.
Yeah, Thomas is really having a big impact in this game. The 3 or 4 lovely balls into the inside line. That was a peach of a pass into Owen Hurley. I thought it was a bit of a crazy shot, but maybe he knew there was a free coming. So look, or maybe is it a mark? Was it a mark that was given? Maybe that's what he pulled it back for, because Owen Hurley is taking it off his right, and you'd imagine Thomas would be taking that if it was a free.
Yeah. So Owen steadying himself. He'll be on the 13 as he kicks it. As that strike comes in, and it's straight over. He makes no mistake whatsoever. It's Owen's second one of the afternoon, so it's 2 points apiece for both 13 and 15, the two corner forwards. 4 points for Newcastlewest and 6 for Father Casey's.
Yeah, look, it's a great side in Newcastle. They haven't really played well, but with 4 minutes to go to half time, they're only down 2 scores, and they're right back in this game. So for everything that Casey's have done, they're not massively in the lead right now.
John O'Halloran isn't happy with something he's seen here at the moment, so he just is holding up the play as it looks like Shane O'Connell has been asked to replace the ball once more, so he steps back. He has the opportunity if he wants to go short, but on this occasion it's long as where he's going. He's dropping it straight down. The hands go up, the mark is called, and it's Father Casey's possession once more.
Yeah, really good kickouts from Shane O'Connell throughout. He's gone short on a number of occasions, and that time went long, and another clean kick, a clean win. So really impressive restarts from Father Casey's in this half.
So Dermot Buckley has it here. He works it in front of Adrian Enright weaves the pop pass here in front of David Ward holding up the play. He's looking for the run of Quigley at the moment. Quigley back here in front of David once more. So David giving it all the way here in front of it looks like Rory O'Brien is the one who has possession, and as they have done many's a time in the first half, when the gate is closed, it's back they come as far as the 45 and into the hands on this occasion of Michael Kilbridge. He opens up the play. He's looking for Rory O'Brien on the move. Rory now laying it off as Father Casey's patient all the time. They have plenty of blue jerseys around. This one, a bit of a dangerous pass. It goes to ground, and a late tackle on this occasion. Ian Corbett isn't exactly happy with the call, but nonetheless it's going to be a free-in.
Yeah, I think it was Sean Murphy. Maybe if he went for the ball more so than the man, I think he might have turned it over, but he went in hard on Eli Reardon, and John O'Halloran deemed it a free. But I think the ball was actually there to be won, and Newcastle could have broke, but Casey's remain in possession.
So we're going to hold up play here at the moment as attention is given, and Father Casey's will get back underway with that opportunity. They'll be about 50 yards out from the goal, but I suppose thoughts now starting to turn on both camps. We can see them both in huddles here at the moment for that half-time speech. From a Newcastlewest point of view, I suppose you're in the game, but you're going to look for a far higher quality performance in the next 30.
Yeah, I could imagine there'll be some harsh words spoken in the Newcastle dressing room. They're not playing well. They've got 4 scores, 2 from play, 2 from frees. They won't be happy with this performance, but the flip side of that is Father Casey's have really taken the game to them, but they're only 2 points ahead. So Newcastle will have been in this position many times before and will know that they'll need to up their performance in the second half. But the key thing for them is that they're very much within touch and distance right now.
So Sean Kilbridge is the one that's in possession of the ball as we wait for Eli Reardon just to make his way back into his position as centre forward. Sean now gets us back underway. He goes short as far as Adrian Enright. Enright gives it back as far as Sean. He lays it over to the far side. It's been taken on this occasion by Quigley and Sam delivering it inside the 21. There's a number of blue jerseys there for him to work it back out to here about 35 yards out, and it's going to be Dylan Quirk is the one who's going to take responsibility for it. He's going to look for Sean Kilbridge once more, and Sean slowing down the play. He's nearly directing where the ball is to go, but this one is a little bit high. There's a number of black jerseys around it, and on this occasion they do pay the price, and the ball is turned over once more.
Yeah, great turnover there between Ian Corbett and Sean Murphy. Newcastle back in possession. If they can work a score before the half-time whistle, they'll only go in the point down at half-time.
Advantage being played, there's none accruing, so Ian Corbett is going to get us back underway straight away. Takes the ball, takes it on the move. Now he delivers it early inside as the movement comes. It looks like it's trying to get down over it. He's under pressure on this occasion. The ball goes to ground, and Diarmuid Buckley, doing all the defensive work back there, gets a great turnover.
Great turnover by Diarmuid Buckley. As you said, they've just given it back to Ian Corbett.
And he was on the verge. Is it an orange? Let's wait and see. It is indeed. It is. It's a 2-pointer. A big score from Ian Corbett. And with that, he ties us up.
That's a great score by Ian. For a second, I thought it was going to be a 3-pointer. It looked like it was going to drop in over the goalie's head, but we've a bit of confusion here. Now the
John
umpire is
has
putting up
both
the
hands in
2-pointer.
the air and he's telling
Level
him.
game just as we go into injury time in the first half. Great score by Ian Corbett, great turnover, and Newcastle level after being they were
5-1 down at one stage.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The lesser of the two teams for a lot of this half. So real experience shown by Newcastle.
Long kick out coming again, up it goes, but it breaks down into the Newcastle. They're going to have an opportunity. Advantage being played here on this occasion to get us underway straight away. Off moving it quickly as they try to recycle it, but there's a man injured on the far side, so we're going to hold up play, and John O'Halloran is going to allow attention to come in. And it looks like he has, because all the Father Casey's men are making their way towards the dressing room, so he has blown the half-time whistle. We'll go in. As we started, it's all square, 6 points apiece.
Yeah, really, I suppose conditions having a lot to do with the game. It's not high scoring, but every score is being well earned by both teams. Father Casey's went into a 6-2 lead and were really playing great football after 20 minutes, but Newcastle showed all their experience the last few minutes, got back to 6-4, and as we just talked about, Ian got a great 2-pointer to send Newcastle in level at half-time. Father Casey's took the game to them, but Newcastle, with all their experience, will be happy, will be relatively happy at half-time, given that they're level.
And with that, we'll allow you to enjoy the highlights of that first half, and you can join us again in a little under 10 minutes time for the throw up and the next 30 minutes, which will decide who will be the team to advance to the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship Final for 2025.
At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable and made to perform, because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment.
Very welcome along.
As we said a minute ago, great turnover from Casey's, and as a result of it, they take the lead.
They can get it inside. It's going to be Eli who takes it on. Opportunity here off the right boot. Can he curl it in? It's a nod of an agreement. So Dylan just running up. We follow the track of it. We're straight behind the ball, and even if we weren't, the supporters are telling us inside. Owen Hurley makes the run, has the ball. He's coming out towards onto the arch off the 21, curling it in straight over. And if there's a score 45, he's on the edge of the 2-point zone, working it all the way in. Opportunity coming. Here comes the kick, straight in, straight over the bar from the kick.
But yeah, it's a handy free for him now. You'd expect him to score off his left leg.
Here he comes straight in. It's easy and it's over the bar. It's his opens of Adrian in right now. Goes with the 1-2. Thought about laying it off, but instead he's going to take on the kick. And if he does, it's in. It's over the bar. Make sure that everybody is back the requisite distance. Here we follow. Here comes the run up. The ball is kicked in. Everybody is looking up, and now the umpires are going.
Maybe what Newcastle are looking for, and maybe just trying to get their game going as best they can.
No mistake whatsoever from the boot of Thomas. It's unsteadying himself. He'll be on the 13 as he kicks it. As that strike comes in, and it's straight over. He makes no mistake.
As you said, they've just given it back to Ian Corbett,
and he was on the verge. Is it an orange? Let's wait and see. It is indeed. It is. It's a 2-pointer. A big score for
Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable and made to perform. Because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment.
Both sides are making their way back from the dressing room into their positions here. We restart again, 6 points apiece, 30 minutes away from a county final. A huge 30 minutes for both these clubs.
Absolutely, as we said, Sean, Casey's really took the game to Newcastle early days, but Newcastle showed all the experience and went in level. So it's as we are, and huge 30 minutes ahead for both teams to see who can get that second place in a county final against Mungret next Sunday.
John O'Halloran has the ball at his feet here now at the moment. He's just waiting for everyone to be in their correct positions before he throws it back up. And the linesmen have a job on their hands at both sides to make sure that both extra midfielders stay back here on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think they're both kind of planning for the second phase here to see who wins it and maybe steal a yard.
The ball is up and the second half is underway. Ball goes to ground straight away. It's inside in the middle of a number of bodies. We're going to have to wait and see. It's going to be Newcastlewest, Brian Hurley, who comes away with it. He picks it up now, looking for the support of Michael Crimmin here on this occasion. Michael has the opportunity to go back into the centre, but instead he holds on to possession, works it up as far as the 65 into the hands of Ian Corbett. Now at the moment Ian gives a little pop pass in over the top. It just went that bit too far, but it still works out for Newcastlewest. They maintain possession, get it as far as the 21, all the way out there looking for it was the one. Hurley comes off his boot, but it's going to work its way all the way back as far as Mike McMahon. And I suppose from a Newcastlewest point of view, that's just what they're looking for now in this 30 minutes, is to work their way slowly back into the game. It's a new half. The last 30 minutes don't matter. It's all about the performance in this 30.
Yeah, look, we're heading towards the 60-minute mark now from here on. So I think Newcastle, the first thing they need to do is try and get their noses ahead, because they haven't led yet. And that will, I suppose, pose questions then for further cases if Newcastle can sneak into the lead.
Michael Crimmin once more presents himself. He takes possession just around the Father Casey's 65, works the ball in here, in towards the centre. It's going to be Rowan O'Connor who has it, gives the little pop pass, goes on the charge, takes the return up as far as the 21. Now he checks his way back because that gate was closed, but Michael Crimmin continued his run in support. He gathers the ball, gets him up as far as the 13 here now at the moment. The angle's still too difficult to take the shot on, but they are going to have a go at it. In it goes, and this one drifts left and drifts wide.
Yeah, wide from one. Hurley off his right leg on the right side. It was a tough effort, but just tail to the left and wide.
So opening opportunity of the second half for Shane O'Connell. He varied up the kickouts in the first half between short and long. We'll wait and see. He's calling the players towards him, and he just tries to pop it into the space here at the moment. The ball goes to ground. In nips Mike McMahon there trying to win it. It's still on the ground. Possession at this stage is with Brian Nix. Nix has it. Advantage been played. Takes the toe tap. Takes it back into his possession. Has the free players outside him. He was looking for Quilligan. Now Thomas opens up the play with the boot. Gives it over. The runner's coming off the shoulder. It's going to be Brian Hurley to take it forward for him. Up as far as the 21. That avenue is closed, so he checks back to Michael Crimmin once more, and Crimmin bringing it all the way in here as far as Brian Nix. Brian has an opportunity now just to scan in front of him before he makes his next decision. Gives the little pop pass, win for the return, but Thomas Quilligan manages to hold it on. Now he gives the little pop pass in front. He managed to hold on to possession somehow. They've worked it in. Is the opportunity going to be there to take it on? It's Owen Hurley who takes it on, and it goes, and at the end of that was Mike McMahon, and I don't know how Shane O'Connell got a boot to it.
Oh, it was a good save. I think Owen Hurley was going for a score off his right leg. Mike McMahon got a hand to it, and Father Casey's just got away with it. Could have been a goal.
Oh, Father Casey's have possession back on their own 13-metre line here at the moment as play has been held up. Shane O'Connell is going to come from his goal. He's going to take responsibility for it, so he's looking for a bit of movement. It comes in the front form of Sean Kilreid. He's turned over. The opportunity is there. It's a goal scoring one. It's easy in back of the net, and it's Ian Corbett, I think, at the end of it all.
Yeah, turnover for Newcastlewest in the Father Casey's 21-yard line. Ball got to Ian Corbett, stuck it in the back of the net. That's his 8th goal of the championship. He's chasing down Josh Ryan for the top scorer in this championship this year. 8 goals for Ian Corbett. An incredible return for somebody who's playing out around the middle of the field, maybe centre forward.
Ball breaks down. It's picked up on this occasion by Mike McMahon for Newcastlewest once more. They're working the ball. Still Mike looks for the offload. He manages to get it. Looking for it on that occasion was Seamus Hurley, but it's not going to come as far as him. So instead they come out as far as that. Brian Nix now holds up possession. He's looking for the runners off the shoulder, and Michael Crimmon is there. Gives it back as far as Brian once more. Brian lays it off. He's on the run. Takes it back. It's his third part of the action. He's going to get the kick, but he just doesn't wrap the foot around it. But this one's going to stay in play here.
Yeah, well worked from Newcastle. Brian just unfortunately didn't get the shot execution correct, but look, Newcastle's still in possession with Aaron Neville.
On the 21 at the moment, they're trying to engineer their latest scoring opportunity. They get it back out as far as Ian once more. He's on the way forward. He's going to take on the kick. He has scored 1-2 with the last 2 kicks, but this one stays right and stays wide.
Yeah, just Ian off his left leg there, which wouldn't be his preferred shot selection, but just tail to the right. Newcastle really on top here now since half time. Real test for Father Casey's to see can they get back in this game now that Newcastle have taken the lead.
They do get the kick out as far as Sam Quigley, and he gets play opened up to the far overside here in Rathkeale. Works it up as far as Eli Reardon. Reardon now looking to come back as far as Sam once more. Sam gathers the ball. There's movement ahead of him, but he's going to hold up the play. There's options inside and outside, but it's forward he goes himself. He's danced past 3 different runs at the moment, up towards the 45. Now he lays it off. The runners are coming. There's a race for possession. It's into the hands there of Rory O'Brien at the moment. He's too close to the in line, but he tried to work it back out. It's blocked down. It's going to be a 45 and an opportunity for Father Casey's just to get themselves back into the game here in the second half.
Yeah, I think it was Owen Hurley who got the block in and put it out for a 45. But yeah, good play by Father Casey's. And look, they just need a score now to settle themselves and get them back into this game.
It's going to be an opportunity here for them as we wait and see exactly where it's going to be from. The linesman is telling them the exact spot here at the moment, so it's an opportunity for them just to see if they can kick this. It's going to be Eli Reardon, it looks to be. That's going to be the man who's going to step back. He's going through his routine here at the moment, and he's hoping to minimise the gap here at the moment. And Newcastlewest with the opening score, a big score of this game, a goal in the opening 4 minutes. So as we hit the 6-minute marker, Father Casey's looking for their first of the second half. He needs to go, and this one's going to drop short, and inside there is Mike McMahon, and there's no man bigger than him on the field, and he's able to get the pause as far as it.
That's a great catch. 2 minutes ago he nearly scored a goal at the other side of the field, but a brilliant catch from Mike McMahon, and Newcastle come away with possession again.
Working it now out here in front of Rowan O'Connor. Rowan opens up the play. He was looking there on that occasion for Mike O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes down on the ball. He works it out into the hands there once more of Mike, and Michael carrying it to the 45. They're going to put it in towards the centre. There's opportunity now to look for Brian Hurley. Brian gets his hands on the ball. He's past the halfway line, up as far as the 65, gets it as far as Sean Murphy as far as Mike again. Mike McMahon now gives the little pop pass as they're going to steady it up. They're going to look for that bit of movement inside. They're in no hurry now whatsoever, Newcastlewest, because they have a 3-point ascendancy here at the moment, heading towards half time. They were 2 down, but a 2-pointer from Ian Corbett followed by his goal after half time has given them the lead here with that 3-point advantage as they maintain that possession again into the hands of Mike, and Mike has option here through Ian. Ian now is going to slow it down, work it out here over towards the seated stand here in Rathkeale. In it goes into the hands there on that occasion of Brian Nix. Mix slipped that he was together in it, but he managed to hold on to possession, gets it back here in front of Thomas Quilligan once more, and Thomas gives it into the hands of Mike McMahon, takes the return, then he slows it down. The gate is closed, so they're going to come back that little bit more, and I suppose this is exactly what Newcastle wanted. They wanted to get themselves in front and now dictate how the game is going to go.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the game has started to be played on Newcastle's terms and conditions, and that will suit them. They're starting to get into their groove now, and Father Casey's have it all to do to kind of wrestle back some of the momentum in this game.
Thomas Quilligan again with that ball. He gives the kick pass, but it doesn't matter that it goes 10 metres behind Aaron Neville, because there's no one else there to pick it. So Aaron goes back, picks up the ball just inside the half here at the moment. Mike McMahon makes himself available again, gives it back as far as Aaron. Aaron now carrying the ball up. He's coming towards the 45. He's just inside the 45 as he checks it back as far as Seamus Hurley. Seamus getting the ball in towards the centre once more. They're going to attack now on just inside the D. The gate is closed, but here it goes back into the hands of Seamus once more. He's turned over in possession, down over the ball. It's still there bobbling around, and turned over once, turned over twice. Newcastle win the free.
Yeah, it could have went anyway for the finishing. Corb got the free. Father Casey's aren't happy. They have a man down injured, but Newcastle retain possession.
And it's going to be Ian that has the ball at his feet here at the moment. He's just outside it's just inside the 45 metre zone here now at the moment, as he leaves it down. So it's going to be an opportunity here, as it looks like the substitution is going to be made. And Lee Wolfe is warming up. He's the top off here down below us, so we'll have to wait and see exactly where he's going to go into. But Lee definitely looks like he'll be given an opportunity to showcase his skills for the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, fine player Lee Wolfe, actually been playing very well for Newcastlewest this year, so he'll really strengthen things when he comes in. And Newcastle also have the likes of Emmett Richter on the bench and Todd Donovan, so it'll be interesting to see if we see them as this half progresses.
Brian Hurley gathers possession at the moment for Newcastle. He gets it over as far as Seamus Hurley, and it's opening up the play all the way over as far as the far side of the field. It's Owen that has the ball at the moment, and in possession they're looking to work it again as far as Brian. Brian steadies it up. There's no option in front of him, so he comes over into the hands there of Sean Murphy on this occasion. Sean working it back as far as Owen once more, as we say, Newcastle, they're in no hurry whatsoever with regards to getting the shot off. They're dictating where the ball is going. They're maintaining possession. They wait for the opportunity. The free is drawn there at the moment, and John O'Halloran has a bit of a talking to do.
Yeah, Newcastle showing all now control, and
at the end of all of that, as that substitution is about to be made. So Lee Wolfe is going to make his way into the fray here at the moment, as it looks like it's going to be Mike McMahon who's going to be the one to make way. And I suppose that would be a surprise given the input that Mike has had in the opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I was just going to say quite enough in the first half, Mike, but really good first 10 minutes of the second half. But maybe look, that's a sign of Newcastle's strength and depth, that somebody like Lee Wolfe can come on and hopefully strengthen things for Newcastle.
Father Casey's winning that ball back inside their big box at the moment. They work it out in front of Dermot Buckley. Buckley now plays it out in front of Quigley, and Quigley stops up the play. He looks back again once more for Buckley. Buckley's under pressure. He's two different Newcastle players around him. Manages to just stay in field, and he's wrapped up illegally on this occasion. So it's a free for the Father Casey's men as they get it back underway again and work it over here now on this occasion as far as Michael Kilbridge. Kilbridge has options out the far side. That's exactly where it goes as far as Eli Reardon. Reardon is looking ahead of him. He's got three different Newcastle men getting past him, but he goes to ground, still gets the offload off. Michael Kilbridge comes in. He takes on the shot. I think it's on target. It's confirmed it's on target. A great score and a big boost for Father Casey's.
A great score by Michael Kilbridge off his left leg. Really, really needed for Father Casey's to hang in this game, but they've got that score now, which should settle them. Here comes Emmett Richter for Newcastlewest. Big sub to be bringing on.
So Emmett is making his way in towards the forwards here now at the moment as well, and Thomas Quilligan is the man that's going to come off on this occasion. So Thomas had the impact in the first half. He set up a number of scores. He kicked his two frees, but for now it's going to be over to Emmett to see this game through. Yeah, look, another sign of Newcastle's strength and depth. I thought Thomas actually had a really good first half. Scored two frees and was really linking the play. But look, Emmett Richter, Lee Wolfe, two huge subs to bring in, and Newcastle will probably roll the dice once or twice more before the full-time whistle with their bench. And they have possession here at the moment through Michael Crimmin. He's coming back into the hands there of Lee Wolfe. Lee gets his first touch of the afternoon. He plays it back into the hands now at the moment of Michael Crimmin. Crimmin now on his way forward. He's bottled up on this occasion. The ball goes to ground. It's still bobbing about. In goes Brian Hurley. Brian picks it up. He's on the charge through. He's heading towards the 45. Options off the shoulder. That's where he goes. He gives it as far as Ian Corbett. Ian with the kick kick pass straight in front of Owen Hurley on this occasion. Owen trying to take on his man. Now he thinks about checking back outside. That's exactly what he does. Tries to make the angle. The gate is shut, so back as far as Aaron Neville once more. Aaron has time now. He's looking for movement over across in front of him. Presenting himself on this occasion was Brian Hurley, but instead into the centre, and Seamus Hurley is the one who picks it up. Seamus gets it into the hands there of Michael Crimmin. Crimmin now into what looked Brian Nix. Nix gives it back as far as Crimmin once more, and at the end of all this, Michael now just steadying up the strip. The gate wasn't there to try and bust through, so it's about maintaining possession and waiting for that chance.
Yeah, patient play from Newcastle, solid defending from Father Casey's, and look, Newcastle just recycling now.
Under pressure on this occasion, but they hold on to it through Michael Crimmin. Crimmin gives the offload there in front of Rowan O'Connor. O'Connor gets it free as far as Brian Hurley, but under pressure the ball goes out over the sideline. It is going to be a line ball. It's going to be possession back to Father Casey's, as there's a bit of roaring and shouting going down before us, but John O'Halloran just says, I'll have a chat with both of you lads.
Yeah, big turnover from Father Casey's right here in front of the stands. Got the crowd going. Straight into Seamus Hurley in the aftermath, and both of them just get a little bit of a talking to from John O'Halloran. He's keeping an eye on both of them. But look, this game is really nicely poised. It's 7 points to 1-6. Not the best football, but a real battle out there.
And it is Father Casey's possession once more. The crowd really starting to get behind him here in Rackhill. They know we're heading towards the 15-minute marker. It's one score apiece for the second half, but I suppose the important score is that green flag.
Yeah, that goal for Newcastle has nudged them ahead, and they've controlled it fairly well, but just in the last few minutes now, a couple of small wins for Father Casey's, which has given them a bit of hope. Got a lovely score from Michael Kilbridge, and look, they're only 2 points down. They'll still fancy their chances here. They can still have a big say in this game if they can keep their heads and if they can maybe get the next score.
Mark McCarthy has possession of the ball. He's looking for movement. It's coming now. He's straight into the centres where he goes in the form of Sean. The 2-pointer is on. The kick is in, but the accuracy is so it's possession back with the Newcastlewest men and back with Michael Quilligan here at the moment. He's placing the ball down on the 21 metre line. He hasn't got too many options to go short, so we are expecting this one to come out around the 65 metre line. It's a matter of whether it's left or right. It's out to his left. It's where it goes. As that ball up go the bodies, the ball breaks down. Newcastlewest maintain possession, and I suppose they're the things that weren't happening in the first half that they're starting to dictate now in the second.
Yeah, Michael Crimmin did well there. As soon as he got on the ball, he was surrounded by Father Casey's men. It looked like a turnover was coming, but John O'Halloran gave the free to Newcastle.
Seamus Hurley with possession for him. He gets it free as far as Ian Corbett. Ian now, he's looking for movement, gives the fist pass up here in towards the corner. It's where it goes, but they're going to bring it back out and around. Father Casey's get the hand in on that occasion through Rory O'Brien, but it goes out over the sideline, and possession back with Lee Wolfe on this occasion.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Father Casey's the last few minutes. They've really dug in since they conceded that soft goal. Turned it over again by Lee Wolfe, and Casey's come away with the ball.
Matthew O'Connor looking to come in towards the centre. Mark McCarthy is the one who presents himself. Now Matthew takes it back off him. They're going to play the ball. They have the numbers out that far side if they want, but instead they're going to attack with pace. Now the pass goes off out in the front of Quigley trying to get by, but he's turned over on this occasion. Somehow manages it. Does he have it? No, he doesn't.
Newcastle have it.
It's Newcastle have it, and they had the free.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of turnovers in this game. Maybe it's down to the conditions, but both teams guilty of turning over the ball, sometimes too easily and sometimes maybe from the pressure of the opposition. But it's back to Newcastle, and they will try and maybe slow it down for a minute or two, because the small wins have been with Father Casey's over the last couple of minutes.
Rowan O'Connor has it once more. He's looking for movement ahead of him. He giving that ball in comes the tackle, but Sean Murphy manages to ship the tackle, but also he manages to find an offload into the inside of 21 there at the moment in the hands of Owen Hurley. Hurley now is looking here towards the corner for it. He takes it back once more. He's in on the end line at the moment. He manages to stay in play. Can he get the ball over the cross? In it goes, but this one has stayed left and stayed wide.
Owen went in along the end line, fisted it over. I thought for a minute it might be gone over, but the umpire said it went to the left and wide. So back to KCC, can they remain possession? from this kick-out. The kick-outs have been really good so far from Shane O'Connell, so he's got David Ward over here if he wants him.
And that's where easy going. The ball goes high and long as up it goes. It doesn't manage to reach Ward, but it does manage to get to Sam Quigley. He gives a little pop pass in over the top in front of Daniel Daly. Daly now on the charge through. He's inside the 45. He loses possession, but he manages to get his boot to it. He's fouled at the same time. Possession with Father Casey's and a free here just inside the 45.
Yeah. I don't know, it may be too far to go for it. Eli Reardon's making his way over, but credit to Father Casey's in the last 10 minutes. They've really shown great character. And you know, throughout this championship, they haven't played brilliantly, but they've been dogged in every game. They lost the first game to Adair, and they've kind of hung in there in the championship throughout, and they're really hanging in there at the minute. They're showing some really good fighting characteristics right now.
So Eli stepping back. He's on the 45 metre line. He's only 7 or 8 metres in off it. So kicking here in with the breeze behind him, but he's going to have to judge it right in and bring it across. So here he comes. He's stepping back. We're straight behind it. We'll know straight off. This one isn't going to come in, but it's not going to have the distance to go wide either. It's broken down into the hands of Quigley. Quigley is fouled here at the moment, and a much easier chance.
Yeah, I didn't see much in that, but it was ambitious by Eli Reardon. He's missed a few frees today. Like, he's a great kicker, but look, Father Casey's got away with it. Dylan Quirk is going to tap this over the bar for his 4th score of the day, and we're down to a 1-point game, all to play for with about 11 minutes left on the clock.
That's exactly what Dylan does. It's his first of the second half, as you say, his 4th in total, and I suppose that's where that little bit of fortune comes in. There's Eli didn't have the distance. John O'Halloran deemed that there was a tug of the hand as they were going up to break it down. An easy chance, an easy score, and we're back to a 1-point game.
Easy chance, and a goal is the only score Newcastle have in this half, and Casey's have replied with 2 points. So, as we said, all to play for, 10 minutes to go.
Ball breaks down. It's into the hands of Father Casey's once more. They're looking for Michael Kilbride, but it's turned over on this occasion by the Newcastle men again. Forward they're going to come. It's going to be Brian Hurley who's trying to get forward. Manages to lay it off there in front of Lee Wolfe. Here comes Wolfe inside the 45. He's options to give it off if he wants. He does indeed. It's into the hands there of Brian Nix. Nix now takes it on.
It's over.
It's hits the
a bit of
There's a tug of the hand on this occasion, which is the reason the ball went to ground. So Father Casey's through Sam Quigley at the moment. They're on their way inside the Newcastle half. He's no option, so he comes crossways instead. Now he's a bit of green grass, and he looks up, gives the little pass off in front of Mark McCarthy. McCarthy carrying it up. He went for to see if he'd be an option, but instead it's the kick pass straight here in front of Dylan Quirk. Quirk comes out, goes to ground. The ball breaks down. They still have it. Airdrie's right trying to get on the end of it, but it's Newcastlewest who defended well, gather possession inside the 21, and now they're going to try and build from the back.
Great defending there by Seamus Hurley. Just kicked the ball away. Rowan O'Connor, I think it was, and Casey's back in possession.
Back in possession, just on the 45 at the moment. The Newcastle defensive wall is set up, so it's out towards David Ward is where they go. Ward now slows down the play, gets it back in front of Sean Kilbridge once more. Sean looks in towards the centre. Here's Eli, he's on the ball. Eli Reardon looking up ahead. He sees nothing on it, so he goes to Rory O'Brien right here on his right hand shoulder. Gives it Rory opening the play over in front of Daniel Daly. Daly now takes it on. That one is in, but it's not going to curl back, unfortunately, on this occasion. It was worth the kick. He had the distance. The breeze just didn't bring it back for him.
That was a great effort from Daniel Daly, right in line with where we're standing here. It looked for a minute like it was going to split the post, but it just started tailing to the left and not to be.
So possession back with Michael Quilligan once more as he makes his way out towards the 21 metre line to place that ball back. Father Casey's men have pushed up all around, so this one is going to go long again, is what we'll expect as we wait and see. Here comes the run up. It's straight down here in front of us is where it goes. Up go the bodies. Up it goes. It's
what a
won
catch
by
by Eli.
On this occasion, Eli now continues that play. Got it as far as Adrian Enright. His pass went astray, but Mark McCarthy mops it up. It's still in possession at the moment with Eli. He's inside that larger D, the 2-point area, so he comes back all the way as far as Dermot Buckley once more. Dermot looking for options in front of him. It isn't there, so he carries it up. Now the opportunity is here. Rory O'Brien's going to take it on. The 2-point option is on. They missed one from a similar distance moments ago. Rory makes no mistake whatsoever, and all of a sudden we're game right on here.
That's a brilliant score from Father Casey's. Eli Reardon leapt into the sky to catch that kick out cleanly, made its way over to Rory O'Brien off his right leg on the right side, absolutely split the post. All the momentum back with Father Casey's. The scoreboard says they're down 1 right now. I'm not sure, is it a level game or is it level? Yeah, I think it's level, but the scoreboard has it that it's 1-7 to 9. We think it's level here. Newcastle back in possession.
Back in possession, they're working the ball here up in front of the 45. It has the ball, they're looking here at the moment as it's going to be an opportunity, but instead Aaron Neville decides to just lay it off here on this occasion. It's still Newcastlewest in possession on the 21. Here comes the kick in. It slips just at the wrong time as they were right behind the ball, and it goes out to the left hand side and goes wide.
Yeah, Brian nicks off his right leg. Outside of the boot, just didn't maybe get enough on it and just bounced dangerously for a second, but bounced out wide. Level game with 6 minutes to go.
1-7. Brian Nix's point in the first half. It's 1-7. As Newcastlewest have the ball here at the moment, they've a turned over as they're looking for it here at the moment, and they're going to come back. John O'Halloran not happy with it, so we're going to come back. It's going to be a possession again with Newcastlewest as they come back in, but there's a sub coming here at the moment, and it looks like Todd Donovan is going to be introduced.
Yeah, Todd Donovan.
But we don't have time for it because Newcastlewest are back underway. They have possession on the 21 here at the moment. They're looking here for Darren O'Doherty. O'Doherty back in front of Lee Wolfe once more. Lee now has possession. He carries it up towards the 45. That just goes a little bit too far, but he had the momentum, gathers the ball back, looks here for Michael Cremin once more. Cremin with the ball, lays it off in front of Owen Hurley. Hurley steadies himself, talking about the shot, but instead the safer option is to maintain possession. He does so on the 21, gets it as far as Brian Hurley. Brian Hurley now with the ball as Father Casey's hands just get to that one, and Dermot Buckley mops it up for them. They're on their own 13-yard line, but they do have possession. Ball goes to ground. It's Newcastlewest possession again. Here comes the opportunity. Here comes the key. Lee Wolfe with it.
No.
And it's going to hang up in the air, so it's going to be where there's a break. It breaks for Father Casey's once more, but on this occasion they draw the foul and they're going to get an opportunity to clear their lines.
Turnovers galore the last couple of plays. I think it was Lee Wolfe who got the shot off. It looked like it was going over, but it was obviously blocked. Casey's come away with it. Subs coming on now. Todd Donovan coming on for Newcastlewest and Danny McCarthy coming on for Father Casey's.
And it is David Ward who's going to make way for the Father Casey's men. So David has put in a big shift for the last 55 minutes, as it looks like it's
Mike O'Keefe.
Mike O'Keefe is the one that makes way for Newcastlewest. So fresh legs aplenty for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think is that the first sub for Father Casey's?
So the ball comes, it's breaking down here at the moment, turned over again. They're on the 45 here at the moment. Aaron Neville lays it off. Here comes a little kick pass there from Eamon
Should
Richter.
Be a score.
Opportunity. Have they taken too much out of it? They're going to get the opportunity to come back as far as Brian Hurley on this occasion. Brian back as far as Ian. Ian now steadies himself, thought about the kick, but instead the safer option is maintain possession. Working it back here in front of Seamus Hurley. Seamus gives the pop pass inside. Here comes Seamus again. Lays it off. They're trying to work that straw as it goes back in. There's plenty of blue jerseys inside in that area, but they managed to create the space. Here comes Emmett, his first opportunity, his first score.
Yeah, great score by Emmett Richter. That was another turnover off of Father Casey's, not a kick out but maybe possession, and Newcastle worked the ball to Emmett Richter. That's his first score off his left leg, puts Newcastle a point up with 4 minutes to go.
Another substitution coming here at the moment as we wait and see, so we're just waiting to see who it is. So here comes the substitutions here at the moment. The umpire just has linesman has his flag up in the air here at the moment, and it is John Reardon is the man that has been called ashore. So John put in a very workmanlike for 57 minutes, and once more it is a question of just getting those fresh legs on the field.
John the Warrior Reardon, he's been playing a long time now. He's been a great servant for Abbeyfield, for Limerick, and great to see him out there.
Ball worked here as far as Wolf once more. He manages to get it in front of Owen Hurley. Owen Hurley now gathering the ball back here in front of Brian Nix. Nix just gives it back in front of Owen once more. They're trying to maintain possession. They're on the 21. Turned over here into the hands of Michael Kilbridge, and it's opportunity now for Father Casey's to go on the attack. Here they come. The kick passes long and direct straight into the hands there on this occasion of Rory O'Brien. O'Brien scored a 2-pointer moments ago as he's on his way. He's inside the D. He's tried to make that angle. Here's the layoff, working it back as far as Eli once more. Eli took 2 bounces to gather it, but he gets there, gets it into the hands of Quigley. But all this time the opportunity was probably there earlier on, but the door is nearly shut on them on this occasion.
Oh, they had a man over on the left hand side. He was screaming for the ball, Callum Boyle, but he didn't get it. He has it now.
He has it now, but he's been forced back towards the 45 at the moment and into the hands of Rory O'Brien. Rory now looking for support all the time, waiting over here in front of us is Mark McCarthy. He's still positioning himself. Now it's going to come back as far as him. He's going to open up the play over towards that far side once more as they're going to carry it up. Here they come. It's going to be Callum Boyle with the ball once more as he's coming. We've only got 90 seconds left here in McNeville Park as we are carrying it all the way forward. The opportunity once more for O'Brien. Rory is on the 21.
No.
He's curling it in. It still is a no. It just managed to keep it in play. The ball drifts out and drifts wide.
Oh, great chance for Rory O'Brien. He could have he got a 2-pointer from a similar angle a few minutes ago. He probably should have scored it. Should have been a level game. I make it for Newcastlewest 1-8, Father Casey's 10 points. Newcastle a point up. As you said, we're moving into the last minute. More substitutions. Brian Foley for Newcastlewest, and it looks like
Owen Joy is the one who's coming in for Father Casey's. And it's going to be it looks like Dylan Quirk is the man who's making way for Father Casey's. So Dylan is the one that's called ashore here at the moment, and on the Newcastlewest side we'll keep an eye out to see. It's Brian Nix is the one that's going to make way. So
Brian Nix.
Plenty of fresh legs in here at the moment as that kick is coming, dropping down on the 65 as they all go up. Who's going to win it? Into the hands of Sam Quigley. Can he get free? He does, and as he did, he was fouled. It's going to be possession. Here they go. It's Adrian Enright heading towards the 45, gets it as far as Mark McCarthy. It was a little bit rash. It is definitely a free, and it's going to be an opportunity from the 45.
Yeah, great win from Father Casey's from the kick out. Mark took the ball at speed, and whether he was looking for a free or whether he was fouled, he got it anyway. A big roar from the crowd, and it's over to Eli Reardon, I would think, to see can he put Casey's a point up as we move into injury time. Because he's outside the arc, so if he gets this over, it's a 2-pointer, and Casey's will go into a point lead as we go into injury time. Huge kick for Eli Reardon here.
So Eli now, he's just placing down that ball. He's going to step back. He is, I suppose, fairly central with it. It's going to be, and he has proved he has the distance. It's a matter now of seeing, can he keep it on target in order to put them in front. So he steadies himself up as John O'Halloran just makes sure everyone is back the correct distance, and that there's no interference on that kick as it comes in from Eli. So we'll watch and we'll see what Eli can do. Can he put Father Casey's in front as we hit nearly the 31-minute marker? Here it goes. It is in. It is drifted, but it stayed. It was drifted left, but it didn't drift enough from a Newcastlewest point of view. Father Casey's in front. 31 minutes gone.
Eli Reardon has that in his locker. He hasn't kicked brilliantly today, but he would be full of confidence as he stood over that ball, and he knew he could nail that. He had a bit of a breeze behind him. He's after putting Father Casey's into 1-point lead, and we've about 3 minutes of injury time to play. What a finish to this game.
And we have about 90 seconds of that already gone as that ball breaks down. Father Casey's get on the end of it. They pick it up. In it goes. Possession lost, but it's Casey's once more who have it. Now Newcastlewest wearing over that ball. They win a free, and off they go on the charge. They're heading towards their own 65, laying it off. There's a score needed inside. Here comes the kick pass all the way in, running, looking for it. It looked like it was going to be Emmett looking for it, but instead he positions himself to try and get on the end of it as Newcastlewest through Ian Corbett here at the moment. Ian gets the ball in. Here's the opportunity. It is Emmett now that has it. Gets his hands free. Gets the pass off. Newcastle need to engineer that chance. There still is, we reckon, about a minute or so to play here. So there's no rush. It's a matter of getting it to the right man in Brian the right Foley. Position. And was there a touch at the end of that? No. Umpire says no.
Newcastle had a few chances to get a score there. It eventually fell to Brian Foley. Kicked off his right leg but seemed to get under it. Father Casey survived. Newcastle going to need to win possession from this kick out.
And I suppose it's also a time for you to start thinking about Mike O'Connell Minswear Man of the Match. We have 32 minutes gone here. We reckon we've about a minute to go. So we'll come back to you when we know that there is a result, because we might be staying here for longer.
Newcastle have it.
Newcastle have it. They work it all the way forward there in front of Brian Hurley. Hurley now gets the ball here in front of Owen. They're trying to engineer it. Here comes the shot from Owen. In it goes. It's Curley. It's on target. No doubt whatsoever. Owen Hurley with his third of the afternoon. And we're all square.
Sean, what a finish to this game. Newcastle won the kick out. Got it to Owen Hurley. Absolute sharpshooter for Newcastle over the years. And he nailed it with his right leg. Level game, and there can't be much left.
I think there's only about 3 seconds. I saw it. That is it. John O'Halloran blows the full-time whistle. We are as we started. It's all square here in Rackhill. So drama plenty. We couldn't ask for much more. We said it might have been a bit of a slow burner, but in that last 7 or 8 minutes we got plenty of action.
Listen, not the greatest game of football throughout, but what a finish to this game. Eli Reardon put Father Casey's a point up as we headed for injury time, and Newcastle showed all their experience. They worked 2 shooting efforts. They missed the first one from Brian Foley, but Owen Hurley showed real class and composure, and we're heading for extra time, and it's anybody's game right now.
And I suppose if you had spoke even at half time and said to the Father Casey's men that you'd keep Newcastlewest to 4 scores again in this half, you'd have felt that you had a right good chance. But at the end of it all, that goal just after half time, huge score.
Huge score, probably a bit against the run of play at the time, it was a soft turnover, but look, Newcastle pounced on it and Ian stuck it to the back of the net. But I said this earlier, Sean, I think Father Casey's have showed huge real grit in this second half. They've shown it throughout the championship. They've had a dogged nature. They've been winning games and drawing games, winning by a point, and they've stuck at it in this championship. They went down a goal, they got it back, and they went ahead right at the death. They've shown real character, something that they might have been questioned a bit about over the years. We've been level at half time, we're now level at full time, and let's see what extra time brings.
That's it. And as you say, like the big scores, they didn't create too much in the first 27 minutes of that second half, but at the last 5 minutes they had a shot for the 2-pointer that went wide. Then they converted it through Rory O'Brien. Then they came 1 to free, and Eli got another 2-pointer. So it just shows the value that if you can take those opportunities when they're there, how big a score that them 2-pointers are.
Oh, for sure. Like, they hung in there for about 10 minutes after Newcastle scored that goal, and just slowly but surely, like, they won a few turnovers. The crowd got behind them. They got a bit of momentum, and they nearly snuck it there at the end. But look, you have to give Newcastle credit as well. They've been around a long time now, this team. They didn't panic, and they worked 2 chances in the last couple of minutes, and it was Owen that finally got the equalising score. So look, I don't think either team will be fully happy with how they played throughout, but here we are heading into extra time. There's still a place up for grabs. Maybe Mungret are the team that are the happiest now as they're watching on, knowing that the teams are going to be heavy legged. Bear in mind, Father Casey's played last weekend in a quarter final as well, so it'll just be very interesting to see what happens from here.
And with that, we'll let you enjoy the highlights of that second half, and you can join us again in about 5 to 10 minutes time when the teams return for extra time here in the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship semi-final.
At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable and made to perform, because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment.
Casey's account. As we said a minute ago, great turnover from Casey's, and as a result of it, they take the lead.
They can get it inside. It's going to be Eli who takes it on. Opportunity here off the right boot. Can he curl it in? It's a nod of an agreement. So Dylan just running up. We follow the track of it. We're straight behind the ball, and even if we weren't, the supporters are telling us inside. Owen Hurley makes the run, has the ball. He's coming outdoors onto the arch off the 21, curling it in straight over. And if there's a score 45, he's on the edge of the 2-point zone, working it all the way in. Opportunity coming. Here comes the kick, straight in, straight over the bar from the kick.
But yeah, it's a handy free for him now. You'd expect him to score off his left leg.
Here he comes, straight in, it's easy in, it's over the bar, it's his opens of Adrian in right now, goes with the 1-2, thought about laying it off, but instead he's going to take on the kick, and if he does, it's in, it's over the bar. Make sure that everybody is back the requisite distance. If we follow, here comes the run up, the ball is kicked in, everybody is looking up, and now the umpires are going.
Maybe what Newcastle are looking for, and maybe just trying to get their game going as best they can.
No mistake whatsoever from the boot of Thomas. It's unsteadying himself, he'll be on the 13 as he kicks it. As that strike comes in and it's straight over, he makes no mistake.
As you said, they've just given it back to Ian Corbett,
and he was on the verge. Is it an orange? Let's wait and see. It is indeed. It is. It's a 2-pointer. Somehow they've worked it in. Is the opportunity going to be there to take it on? It's Owen Hurley who takes it on, and it goes. And at the end of that was Mike McMahon. Line here at the moment. As that play has been held up, Shane O'Connell is going to come from his goal. He's going to take responsibility for it. So he's looking for a bit of movement. It comes in the front form of Sean Kilready. He's turned over. The opportunity is there. It's a goal scoring one. It's easy in. Back and getting past him. But he goes to ground, still gets the offload off. Michael Kilbridge comes in. He takes on the shot. I think it's on target.
Going to tap this over the bar for his 4th score today. And we're down to a 1-point game. All to play for with about 11 minutes left on the clock.
He's options to give it off if he wants. He does indeed. It's into the hands there of Brian Nix. Nix now takes it on.
It's over.
It's the opportunity is here. Rory O'Brien's going to take it on.
It's over.
The 2-point option is on. They missed one from a similar distance moments ago. Rory goes back in. There's plenty of blue jerseys inside in that area, but they managed to create the space. Here comes Emmett. His first opportunity, his first score.
Yeah, great.
Casey's in front as we hit nearly the 31-minute marker. Here it goes. It is in. It is drifted, but it stayed. It was. They're trying to engineer it. Here comes the shot from Owen. In it goes. It's curling. It's on target. No doubt whatsoever. Owen Hurley with his third.
At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable and made to perform. Because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment.
You join us here just as John O'Halloran conducts the toss with the two captains once more as we get ready to go to battle for another 10 minutes and a half to see which team will join Mungret in the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship final of 2025. And I suppose, Declan, in reality, like, neither side will be overly disappointed to be heading into it. I suppose from Father Casey's point of view, they were the ones that had their noses in front, but the game has been tit for tat the whole way.
As we said, it was level at half-time, level at full-time. Nobody has really dominated throughout. Father Casey's were 4 points up at one stage. Newcastle went 3 up, I think. I don't think anybody can really complain that we're heading for extra time. Newcastle definitely haven't got into their groove, similar to some of the performances they've had over the years. I think Father Casey's have taken the game to them as underdogs. The lights are on. We're going for another 20 minutes and let's see who the last man standing is at the end of extra time.
We're just waiting for both secretaries to present themselves with the team sheets because new team sheets have to be handed to John O'Halloran and he's just received them from both of them, so he'll make his way in. And I suppose interestingly, it looks like Newcastlewest won the toss again and they're going to play with the aid of that breeze.
Yeah, and just a word on John O'Halloran, the referee as well. I think he's been excellent throughout. There's been a lot of turnovers, there's been a lot of physicality in the game, but he's really kept control of it. He's a great referee. He's kept control of it from start to finish, and he's ready to get it going again for another 20 minutes.
So John just receiving the ball there from his linesman at the moment. He puts it down at his feet and he's getting us ready to go again. As we say, 10 minutes and a half to be played here in Rakiel. As that ball goes up, the game is underway, and straight away it's going to be Newcastlewest to win possession and go on their first attack. Forward they come through Sean Murphy on this occasion. He manages to get it out. He was looking for Brian Hurley. Brian goes to ground. A push on the back is what John O'Halloran has said. So this is on the 45. This is 2 point zone if they take it on.
Yeah, this will be one that Owen Hurley's looking at. Brian Hurley did really well there. Not the greatest pass from Sean Murphy, but Brian kept his eye on it and he almost took one for the team, got the ball into his hand and got a really well-earned free for Newcastle. Ian Corbett seems to be standing over it. Will he take it off the outside of his right leg? He's been known to kick one or two of these over the years, albeit not a free taker.
No, he kicked the one when it was important just before half-time. This is probably a metre or two back from where that one was, so we'll wait and see. Here it goes. He's trying to curl it back in. We'll have the distance, but they have the hands on the end of it. It bobbles about. Father Casey gets it away with that one again because it could have easily ricocheted into the back of the net.
Yeah. Father Casey's keeper down. Great effort from Ian. As I said, he has that in his locker outside the right boot, but just didn't have enough distance on it to go over the bar.
So we'll wait for attention to be given there to Shane O'Connell, just a clash of bodies as he was getting up to contest for that ball. But as we say, it could have broken anywhere. Luckily for Father Casey's, it broke into their arms and they managed to get the ball free as far as Mark McCarthy. So he has possession with him at the moment, and I suppose neither team will mind a breather even though we're only a minute and a half in.
Yeah, they'll take it, I think, especially Father Casey's, who were playing last week as well in a quarter final. So fitness levels are going to be really tested now in the next 20 minutes.
John O'Halloran just going in, just making sure that everything is right. We're just scanning as well around to make sure that there was no additional changes made, but I don't see any other introductions at the end of full time and before the start of this additional time. So John is happy with Shane to get back on his feet. He makes his way back towards goals, and we'll get back underway now shortly with Father Casey's in possession, and they'll be looking to build their first attack. So John gives the blow the whistle. Here we go, we're underway. That ball has popped into the middle of 3 black jerseys and 1 blue, and it's going to be the black jerseys of Newcastlewest to come away with it. Play held up once more. There was a clash of bodies. We've a player down on both sides at the moment, but from a Newcastlewest point of view, they'll start with possession on this occasion.
Lee Wolf went in really hard there. Both players were fully committed. Not a quarter given by either of them, and both came out maybe the worse for wear, but neither of them were just willing to give up on anything, and it's a great sign of where this game is at. But hopefully both players will get up.
So Liam is picking himself back up onto his feet here at the moment. He's just going to take a drink of the water and a couple of deep breaths just to recover from that hit. But as you say, it was just a ball. It was in the middle of 4 different bodies. Everybody went for it, and just completely accidental is all it was.
Accidental. There was no malice in it, but just goes to show that both players were willing to put their body on the line for the cause. But as you said, it's Newcastle that have possession, and Ian Corbett standing over the ball.
But play will be held up a little bit longer because we're still awaiting the Father Casey's player just to get back to his feet if he can. They're looking towards the sideline either, so it might be a case. It looks like it was Michael Kilbridge, I think, is the player that's on the ground. So Michael is just receiving attention. That left arm of his appears to be giving him trouble at the moment, and the bench are talking to a sub here at the moment if they need to bring one on, so we'll just have to wait and see. But if he was to go, it'll be a big loss for Father Casey's, because in fairness to Michael, he was on a lot of possession in the opening 60 minutes.
Yeah, he's been excellent to kick a great point in the second half off his left leg to bring Father Casey's back into it. So look, he's up. He does seem to be holding his shoulder. The Abbeyfield mentors are looking out over the sideline, so it looks like his race is run, which is a big loss now for Father Casey's.
And the signal is given, so into the fray it looks like Evan O'Connor is going to come. So Evan has been introduced, and he'll get an opportunity to make an impact here in additional time. We might be 4 minutes into it, but 3 of that is nearly stoppage already.
Yeah, really stop-start. Hate to see Michael coming out now holding his shoulder, but as we said a minute ago, both players fully committed to that ball. He just came out the worst, and his day is over, unfortunately.
So it is going to be Ian Corbett who stands over this one. He can't go for it on this occasion. It wasn't a free. It was held up due to injury. So indirect is the way it goes. In straight in it goes. Lands on the 21. It's Newcastlewest with possession. Ian presents himself. Looks for it back. Now he has it. Carries it as far as the 21 before he lays it off here in front of Emmett. Emmett's trying to take it on. Here comes the kick from Emmett. It's going in. It's inside the post. The 2 arms of John O'Halloran go up in the air. You're looking for an impact for your bunch. He kicked 1 in normal time and a 2-pointer here.
Pure class from Emmett Richter. He's got a wonderful left foot. He eyed it up. He took a little bounce, I think, before he launched. But what a brilliant score, and puts Newcastle 2 points up.
111 now to 12 points is what it is, as that ball bobbles about. Newcastlewest pick it up once more into the hands of Brian O'Sullivan. Brian is looking for the options, presenting themselves there on that occasion once more as he plays it out towards the halfway line. Forward, they're going to attack. They're inside the 65. They have the numbers ahead. Here comes the pop pass up into space, taking it on and looking for the return there is Rowan O'Connor. O'Connor recycles it. A 2-pointer opportunity. 2-pointer kicked. 2-pointer scored.
Owen Hurley, I think this time 2 absolutely brilliant efforts from Newcastle. The first from Emmett Richter on the right hand side, second from Owen Hurley on the left. Newcastle, after going into a 4-point lead, 2 huge scores at this point in the game.
And I suppose interestingly, it has been nearly 60 minutes since we had that between us. 5 points to 1 at one stage, Father Casey's led, but at the moment they're the ones facing the 4-point deficit. That kick out goes astray once more. It's Ian Corbett with possession, working that ball here inside into the hands there of Owen Hurley once more. Owen looking for the run on, gives the pass. Here it comes, another opportunity.
Yeah.
And this one is in, it's over the bar. It's a 5-point lead from Emmett.
Emmett Richter's 4th point of the game, 1 2-pointer and 2 single-pointers. He's had a huge impact. Newcastle's bench is really starting to tell now, and I think Casey's are kind of, at this point in the game, really struggling to cling on.
Kick out coming once more from Shane O'Connell. Here he goes. He's going long. Up they all go for it. It's broken down by Quigley as he tries to get down over the ball. Does he manage? He does indeed. It's Cullen Quigley now with it. He's looking for runners off the shoulder. Gives it as far as Sam. Sam back as far as Cullen once more. Into Mark McCarthy. Mark McCarthy on his own 45. They're going to want to get to an attack. We're nearly 7 minutes into the first half. There will be about 3 minutes of additional time with the injuries, but at the moment they're facing a 5-point deficit as Newcastlewest turn over that ball ball again on the halfway line. Here comes the early kick pass, created into space straight away. It's into Hurley. Owen on this occasion taking it on, gets the offload, gives it as far as Emmett once more. In it goes as this one stays left and goes wide, uncharacteristic of him.
Poor miss from Emmett Richter, given that he's just kicked 2 scores. Owen Hurley did hard work, laid it off to him, and on his favoured left leg, somebody of his standard should be scoring, but not to be, and Casey's hang on for now.
No, the gap remains 5. They're going short on this occasion. In it goes towards the centre. It's turned over. He has an opportunity now. Here comes Emmett. He's trying to get on the end of it, but he's beaten to it on this time by Sean Kilbridge. And Sean just opens up the play. He's looking over towards Colin Quigley once more. Quigley releases it forward up as far as Sam. Sam now has the opportunity to come infield if he wants to Mark McCarthy. And Mark carrying it all the way up as far as the 45. Father Casey's in need of a score here in Rackeel, but that kick pass looked like it was going to go astray. Does manage to find Eli. Eli gets it as far as Adrian Enright. Enright's ball goes to ground. Now they're trying to get down over that position. Down over it on this occasion. It looks to be Rory O'Brien. O'Brien is nearly on the end line. Goes to ground, but he's held on this occasion, says John O'Halloran. It's going to be a free in.
Yeah, free for Father Casey's. Really tight angle, but Adrian Enright or maybe Eli Reardon will fancy it. Really, no, they're playing on.
No, John O'Halloran isn't happy with that. He's telling them they have to come out to the 13 metre line. So we're going to get back underway again with that ball on the 13 metre line, as it still doesn't look like they're going to take it on. They're looking for options, but walking over to it his own joy on this occasion. Oh no, he's going short. Outside of 21 is where they go with it. They're working that ball back here in front of Sam Quigley. Sam opening the play in as far as Mark McCarthy once more. Mark is up to the 45 as he gives the kick pass over in front of Sean Kilbridge. Sean opening play a little bit more, but all this time, I suppose, 5-point deficit, and they're making sure that Newcastlewest get their defence set.
Yeah, Newcastle well set now, and it's for Father Casey to break it down. Newcastle will be happy to kill the clock as much as they can, but it's really for Casey's to take it to them now, and they need to get at least 1 score before half time.
So Mark McCarthy has the ball. He's looking out here in front of Callum Boyle. Boyle has it. He's up to the 45. He's using his pace. Tries to get inside the tackle there on that occasion of Rory O'Brien. He has to check back, however. Gets it as far as Mark once more. Mark is giving that ball here in front of Sam. Sam looking for Mark once more. Ball goes to ground. There's a battle for possession. Newcastlewest have it. Away they're coming into the centre towards, on this occasion, Owen Hurley. Hurley now carrying that ball. He's going to get up towards the 45. Gives the fist pass. They're on the move. It's going to be Newcastlewest heading towards the 21 at the moment. They're slowing down the play. There's an opportunity in through the centre. That ball is threaded straight through to Aaron Neville. Neville is inside the 21. Can they finish it here? Opportunity, Emmett. Our goal, Emmett.
That's just brilliant from Newcastle. The ball was turned over by Brian Foley. Made its way to Aaron Neville. He could have taken a score into Emmett Richter. Left leg into the right corner. This game looks all over. I think at this stage Newcastle gone into an 8-point lead as we head for half time and extra time. Their bench absolutely dominating since the introduction of the likes of Emmett Richter, Brian Foley, Lee Wolfe, and they've really got a grip on this game now. For the first time in the game, they've really started to get into their groove.
Matthew O'Connor is on the way forward for Father Casey's here at the moment. He's looking to give that kick pass off. They're really badly in need of a score here at the moment. They haven't managed to register one in the opening 11 minutes. We still have the bones of 2 to go here in injury time as they maintain possession. Get it back as far as Matthew once more. Matthew now in towards Sam Quigley. Sam has it. He's looking for movement from the forwards, but he has to go crossways to Eli Reardon. Eli now on the move. He dinks around, creates that opportunity. Here comes the pass. It's a little bit high. They do manage to hold on to it. Dermot Buckley takes the kick. This one is drifting right and drifting wide. It was an opportunity. It just wasn't to be.
Yeah, just the wind seems to be gone out of Father Casey's sail now. Good effort, but as you said, just tail to the left-hand side. We're heading close to the halfway mark now, and Newcastle, I make it 8 points up.
2:14 for the Newcastlewest men. It's 12 points for Father Casey's as we've gone over a minute and a half of injury time here, so we have about 90 seconds I think left as that kick out comes long from Michael Quilligan. Down it goes. Uncontested on that occasion was Lee Wolfe. Lee gathers it, plays it all the way over towards his wing back, which is Ronan O'Connor. O'Connor now has all the time in the world to go down over, picks up that ball. There's 4 different black jerseys across the halfway line. It's a matter of which one he wants to go to at the moment, because the options are plentiful. There's no need for him to go into attack. They have that lead built up now at the moment, and it's just a matter of getting to half time, reset and get ready for the next 10.
Yeah, Newcastle totally in control now, and look, they know how to see it out from here, so it's for Father Casey's to, I suppose, take it to them and see can they get the ball back.
Ian Corbett loses possession, but he only loses it back as far as one of his own men, as Ronan O'Connor nips in. He picks up that ball. Here comes the kick pass in front of Wolfe. He's not going to get there on this occasion, however, because Colin Boyle has picked it up for Father Casey's. Works it as far as Mark McCarthy once more. McCarthy is on his own 21 as he turns back to Colin Quigley once more. Quigley now looking in towards the centre. Owen Joy presents himself. He looks for that ball as they work it towards their own 45. They're on their own 45, nearly on the sideline, playing it back in again towards Matthew O'Connor. We've only about 15 seconds left here in this 3 minutes of additional time, in the first half of additional time, so they'd want to get a move on, as it's going to be Eli Reardon to move that ball up beyond the halfway line. Here comes Eli, gives it forward into the hands of Adrian Enright, but unfortunately they have run out of time, says John O'Halloran. They're going to head to the water break here at the moment, and they're facing a deficit at the moment of 1-5.
Yeah, that's been just stunning. 10 minutes of football from Newcastlewest. They totally dominated Emmett Richter with a goal and 3 points, I think, in that period. Owen Hurley with a 2-pointer. For the first time in the game, they've really found their groove, and it's going to be very hard for Father Casey's to pull it back from here. 8 points down with obviously only 10 minutes left, so huge task ahead of Father Casey's. They just, as I said a few minutes ago, the wind seems to be going out of their sail, and Newcastle really finding their groove.
So David Ward is going to be reintroduced for the second half to see if he can add a bit of bite to the attack. But I suppose it really is, it's a difficult situation to be in. You know you've only got 10 minutes left, you're 8 points behind, but at the same time, if you panic, you're going to leave yourself open. You've got to, I suppose, try and make the right decisions, get a couple of scores, eat into the lead and see where it brings you.
Look, right now Father Casey's just need a score to settle them, but you're dead right. Like, do you go for broke now and try and force it, or run the risk of leaving the likes of Emmett Richter up front on his own, where Newcastle will play on the break, and they'll be so used to this. But look, I said it already, but I have to say it again. Newcastle's bench from the second half on has just been immense, really, with who they've brought in, and I think it's the telling factor in this game. Lee Wolfe, Emmett Richter, Brian Foley, Todd Donovan. It looks like Mike McMahon is coming back in again, and I think on the flip side of that, Father Casey's, they've been brilliant in the first 60 minutes, but as this game has gone on, they've lost a few players, and they've had struggled to get an impact off their own bench. I think when we analyse this game in its totality, I think Newcastle's bench is just going to have had a major impact on the overall result.
And it's Father Casey's who break from their huddle first, so they're making their way to their acquired positions, and David Ward is, as we said, he's gone in for the last 10 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye out. It looks to be Diarmuid Buckley potentially is the one who's made way, and in fairness to Diarmuid, he put in a huge shift over the last 70 minutes.
He did excellent. He's in with Limerick this year. He's a very good up and coming footballer. I said this already, Father Casey's had a quarter final last weekend, and it's really starting to show now in the last 10 minutes. They just look right now as if they're running out of road, and the heavy ground, we're in the 1st of November, it just looks like it's starting to catch up with them a small bit. And
looking ahead, I suppose you have 10 minutes to defend an 8-point lead, so the question is now, do Newcastlewest sit back and hope that they do enough over the next 10 minutes not to concede the 8, or do you go and try and win it by more?
Look, I think they've just found their groove in the last 10 minutes. So if I know Newcastle, they'll keep pressing. But at the same time, they're vastly experienced now at this stage. They know that the finish line is in sight, and I don't think you'll see anything silly from here.
So Mike McMahon has been reintroduced there at the moment, and it looks like it's Sean Murphy is the one who has made way. So Sean, again, another man that was in the middle of the field for 70 minutes, covered a lot of ground. His job is done for the day, and Mike has been asked to give another 10.
Look, Sean Murphy's tough as nails. he puts his body on the line for Newcastle so often, and he was involved in so much of the hard donkey work out there today. A lot of his work goes unseen, but anybody in Newcastle will know how much of a warrior Sean Murphy is.
So it's Eli Reardon against Mike McMahon here at the moment as John O'Halloran has the ball at his feet. We're 10 minutes away from a result here in the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship semi-final. The ball is up and Mike gets his hands on it straight away. It breaks away from him but back into his own hands again. He's going to work it forward. They're up as far as the 45 at the moment. There's plenty of black jerseys around if they want to go to them. Looking for it was Lee Wolfe. It's going to come out as far as Lee here at the moment. He's just inside the 45. Gets the ball forward in front of Brian Foley. Foley now gathering it. He's trying to make that angle there for Rowan O'Connor. O'Connor is on the way in. He's heading towards the 21. Is he going to get the shot off? He's not, but he's fouled. And an opportunity here for Newcastlewest to put themselves 9 in front.
Yeah, one early heading towards it. Rowan took the ball directly towards goal. Thought he was running out of road, but John O'Halloran put his hand up and free to Newcastle. I would expect Owen to push Newcastle 9 points ahead.
So stepping back now here at the moment is Owen. He's more or less straight in front of the goals on the 21. It's exact sort of shot you want at the start of a new half as Owen puts it in. He does extend that lead out and we're looking at a 9-point deficit here with just a minute gone in the second half.
Yeah, very easy for Owen. But Father Casey's away with the kick out and it looks like they've won a free here.
Yeah, Danny McCarthy was the intended target. He was fouled in possession, so they get us back. They get it as far as Mark McCarthy on this occasion. Mark lays it off into the hands there of Colin Boyle. Boyle is on the run forward looking for options off his shoulder, gets it as far as Sean Kilbridge. Sean now into his fullback Matthew O'Connor. O'Connor now gives it back and Sean takes on that kick in. It goes up, they go to get the fist to it, but he can't manage to keep it on target. David Ward was the man at the end of all of that, but David just couldn't bring it back around enough.
Yeah, nice ball in from Sean Kilbridge and into David Ward. Big man who's come back in from the bench and got a fist it but couldn't direct it towards goal.
And Sean is under pressure here at the moment. He's gone down with cramp, so attention is in and we'll probably see a lot of this over the next 10 minutes or so. It has been an attritional game as all the players who've been out there for I suppose 70 plus minutes at the moment, it's really going to start to tell, and especially as you say with the Father Casey's men having come through a match only last week.
For sure. Look, heavy going now at this stage of the game, but it's just a case of who can survive in these last maybe 7 or 8 minutes.
Oisin Wolfe is ready on the sideline, so we'll wait and see. Is that in case Sean doesn't get himself back to his feet? Or is there another switch on the way? So the slip of paper looks like it's going to be handed over, but Oisin's going to have to wait another couple of seconds as play goes on through at the moment Rowan O'Connor now with that kick pass ahead. In it goes, it's broken down. They're running onto it here at the moment as it's going to be into the hands of Aaron Neville. Neville has options in front of him if he wants to go to it. He does manage, works that ball free. Forward they're going to come through Lee Wolfe on this occasion. Lee trying to jink his way in towards the centre. The ball breaks down and Ian Corbett just hoofs it forward. But if he does, it's only to the blue jerseys, and I suppose the clearance is every bit as bad as the kick in, if you like. It went from the black jerseys to the blue jerseys and back to black.
Yeah, and it ended up with Seamus Hurley being almost rugby tackled. Again, this will suit Newcastle. They'll just slow it down. The finish line really does seem close now from here.
Oisin Wolfe has been introduced into the team, so he's making his way in there at the moment. He's going into the defence as we wait and see who it is that is going to make way here. It's Sean Kilbridge is actually the one, so he hasn't recovered from that cramp. So Sean is gone off. So we're 3.5 minutes into additional time. We have about 6.5 minutes to go as well here in the second half, but it's Newcastlewest in full control on the scoreboard and on the football as well at the moment as we look at it, as they work the ball up. There's advantage being played here at the moment for Darren O'Doherty as he gets a chance now just to slow down the play. Another one, it looks like potential cramp as well for Darren there at the moment. So as we say, it has been an attritional game and we will probably see a lot of that in the next 6 minutes.
Yeah, just slowing. The game is, the pace has gone out of the game now at this stage, and as I said a minute ago, I think this will suit Newcastle and they'll just kill the clock and just take as much as they can out of every play.
Mike McMahon delivering the ball here in towards the 21. It's going to break behind. Racing for it was Oisin Wolf on this occasion. But it looks like that there has been a free call. It's a Newcastlewest free here on the 21. Oisin did manage to get to the ball, but John O'Halloran calls it back. So it's going to be another opportunity for the Newcastlewest men. They're about 7-8 metres in off the sideline. They're on the 21 metre line here at the moment. And it looks like they're going to take this one on this occasion. So we'll wait and see. Here comes the kick. In it goes. This one is dropping to the right and dropping wide. Not to be on this occasion, but they won't mind that too much because they do have a 9-point advantage.
Yeah, I think it was Emmett Richter off his left leg, but just went to the left and wide. Casey's with the kick out and they have possession now again.
Managed to get it through the centre all the way as far as Mark McCarthy on this occasion. Mark now lays off the play, advantage been played, but they do have possession through Matthew O'Connor. O'Connor lays it off. He went looking for the return, but he doesn't get it, so he checks back on this occasion because Rory O'Brien uses the fresh legs of Danny McCarthy. Danny now out it goes over towards it's going to Callum Boyle who's going to race out over after it. Callum now has the ball in his feet. He's coming inside the 45 trying to make his way. He walks back again for Owen Joy. Owen with possession over across in front of Rory O'Brien. Rory scored a 2-pointer in normal time from a similar ankle, but he's not going to be able to bring this one around. It doesn't have the distance to go wide either, so it stays in play. Ball goes to ground. David Ward came in with the tackle, an illegal tackle, says John O'Halloran. Free out Newcastlewest.
Yeah, and again just suiting everything that's happening at the minute is just suiting Newcastle. That's just killing the clock, and they're back in possession. Looks like Evan Sheehan coming on here now. And we wait to see who comes off.
And whatever was said there by Brian Foley is after picking up a yellow card from John O'Halloran for something that happened outside. So he makes his way back to his position, but with a yellow card in tow. I didn't see who came off there. I'm not sure. Did you notice that?
Darren O'Doherty.
So Darren also the latest man that had gone down with cramp. So I suppose it's just smartness from the management point of view. There's no point leaving a man out there if he's unfit.
Yeah, and I think from a Newcastle perspective, 9 up now, they can start to think about next week and make sure that they get everybody through and get them ready for county final week and get them on the pitch in one piece.
So Father Casey's on the attack here at the moment. They maintain possession as they're looking to bring it back over in front of Onjoy. Onjoy now with a crossfield kick pass. In it goes through everybody's hands, hits the ground, ricochets around, and it's soccer style cleared out there at the moment by Rowan O'Connor, and he gets it all the way forward. So they're going to be inside the Father Casey's half as they go on their latest attack inside the 45. There's plenty of black jerseys there if they want to give it. Here it comes. The ball is lofted here inside on the attack. Opportunity. Is it a goal? Just losing possession at the vital time. It was a goal scoring opportunity if he had got in, but as he was drinking, he just lost control.
Brian O'Sullivan up from corner back. I think he saw the headlights. He was going for goal. He could have probably fisted it over the bar, took one play too much, and back with Father Casey's.
Back with Father Casey's on the halfway line at the moment through Rory O'Brien. Rory steadying himself. He's looking ahead. He has options outside if he wants to go as far as Owen Joy. That's where he does go. Owen back in towards the centre as far as Callum Boyle again. Boyle now gives it there in front of Danny McCarthy. Danny McCarthy trying to link up over there was Quigley back in again as far as McCarthy. Here comes Danny with the fisted pass. Inside it goes all the way in front of Ronan O'Connell. O'Connell with the ball as it's going to be Adrian in right now who has it. But all the time they have possession. They haven't managed to get a shot off yet in this second half. Really, they had one that dropped short from Rory O'Brien. He fist passed this one in it goes, still breaking around.
Ball.
No, it's still there, still bobbing about, and eventually we'll wait for the umpire. It's gone wide.
It looked like a goal for Father Casey's, but it was cleared off the line. I think Mike McMahon was back there for a finish, but not to be.
And coming into the fray again is Brian Nix. Brian Nix has been reintroduced back in, and we'll just wait and see who it is that's going to be called ashore here at
Brian
the moment.
Hurley.
So Brian Hurley has his job done. Ran himself into the ground, to be fair to him.
Great shift, another warrior. One of the unsung heroes, Brian Hurley. Real dogged effort from him as always.
So we're going to have 1 minute of additional time, which gives you about 2 minutes to think about the man of the match, the Michael O'Connell menswear man of the match here with regards to it. I suppose at the end of normal time we didn't know which way we'd go, but based on the last 20 minutes it'll have to go to somebody in black.
Yeah, I think so. There's three people that I have in mind, but we'll just see how this plays out then, and we'll go to the man of the match.
As the ball is carried up, it's Newcastlewest in possession. Forward they're going to come as the runners coming off the shoulder. There's still plenty of life left in them yet. Up towards the 21, playing that ball off in towards the 13. They're trying to jink back around. The options are there. Emmett is looking for it again. Has the ball. Here comes the fisted pass across. We'll wait and see. It's in. It's over the bar.
Todd Donovan, I think. Todd Donovan.
Todd Donovan at the end of all of it. And he gets his first score of the afternoon and just extends that lead out that little bit more. So it's all more or less done and dusted from a Newcastlewest point of view, and their supporters' thoughts can start thinking to the county final.
Yeah, look, I think they're 10 up now at this stage. So as you said, county final next week, Newcastle can start to focus on that.
Ball back with Father Casey's here at the moment. They're going to work it over in front of David Ward. Ward takes it just inside the 21. He's on the 13. Tries to make that angle. Can he get the shot off? He can't on this occasion. Back he's going to come as far as Danny McCarthy. McCarthy coming that bit deeper. Are they going to take on a 2-pointer at this stage? They're not. They were trying to thread it through there as far as Eli. Eli does manage on the second attempt to get it. Has to open up the play again, but it's going to be a race for Danny McCarthy to get out there again. We've 30 seconds or so left here in additional time. So we're going to come to you now, Declan, and you're going to have to make a choice as to which of those three men that you're going to give the man of the match award to.
It's Eli Reardon lining up a 2-pointer here. It looks good. Yeah, he's nailed it. And to be fair to Eli, he's had a great game from the Father Casey side of it. Between three players, I think Ian Corbett has been excellent throughout for Newcastle. Scored 1-2. When they really needed it. Emmett Richter exploded off the bench. He ended up with 1-4. I'm going to go with Owen Hurley. I make out he's kicked 6 points. He kicked a 2-pointer when they were in the groove in extra time, and he levelled the game on 60 minutes. So my man of the match for Newcastlewest is Owen Hurley.
So Owen Hurley gets that nod on the stroke of full time as John O'Halloran blows that full time whistle. So it is Newcastlewest who have progressed to the Irish Wire Products Limited County Senior Football Championship final of 2025. And I suppose over the next couple of hours and the next 24 hours, it's really just going to be about recovery. This was an attritional game, and it's a quick turnaround.
For sure. Look, it's 8 days. Now to a county final, but I think when you're going into a county final on the back of a win, all the aches and pains will disappear that bit quicker. So look, I'm sure there'll be plenty of ice baths. I don't know, will there be any alcohol allowed in Newcastlewest this evening? But look, they're a dab hand at this now. Newcastle, they're heading for their 4th final in 5 years. They won 3 in a row. They lost the semi-final last year. They're back in a final. Mungret are there on merit, but it's the experience of Newcastle. Some of those players out there will be going for their 6th county medal next weekend against Mungret, who are in their 2nd year as senior, and they'll be heading for, they'll be looking for their first medal. So look, credit to Father Casey's. They came with an outstanding effort today in the first 60 minutes, but Newcastle showed all their class and their composure when they got into their groove. There was no stopping them. So all to play for next week between Mungret and Newcastlewest.
No, and I suppose before we leave it, I suppose just as you say, a word on Father Casey's. Obviously their first 30 minutes, even that performance, they really controlled the game, but unfortunately for them, they just didn't make a count on the scoreboard when they were I suppose on top possession wise. They went in 6 points apiece, and then when they got their noses in front, there was just those couple of seconds too long to stay in front.
Exactly, yeah, they nearly timed it very well. They went ahead with, I'd say, maybe just gone into injury time, but there was 3 or 4 minutes. I think Newcastle got 2 shots off, and as I said, Owen Hurley, he got the equaliser. He showed all his composure. He's been around a long time. He got a brilliant score, and realistically it's a hard thing to say for Father Casey's. They look dejected out there right now, but there was only one team in it in extra time, and that was Newcastlewest.
Oh, and with that, Declan, we thank you for your time again this afternoon, and we hope you enjoyed our coverage. Stay with us after the highlights, as we'll have reaction hopefully from that man of the match, who on this occasion is Owen Hurley of Newcastlewest.
At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service, and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable, and made to perform. Because your club deserves the best. Kobe Sports. Your club, your colours, our commitment. At Kobe Sports, we are proudly kitting out clubs across Ireland with quality, service, and value you can trust. From jerseys to training gear, we deliver custom sportswear that's affordable, durable, and made to perform.
Join us now with the Mike O'Connell menswear man of the match from today's semi-final, Owen Hurley. Owen, many congratulations first of all. Place in the county final secured, but it took a mammoth 80-minute effort.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it never gets old, that feeling of the semi-final. It's always tough, like going down through the years. Like, what did we play? Monaghan 3 times. When we won the 3 in a row in semi-finals, there was never more than a kick of the ball in between them. We knew to say Father Casey's were kind of coming under the radar. John, they had the kind of 3 weeks in a row, and it kind of showed there, I'd say, in the first first 10-15 minutes, like we were definitely slow to get out the blocks with and that breeze, like John, was a strong breeze. But no, just so satisfying because we've really worked hard now the last 6-7 weeks, like we really have, and like the job's not over yet. But like just those kind of football matches, like that's why we play football for, like, you know, real tough local rivalry, and like just some respect for Casey's, like everything they do, like they're really after coming the last few years, and no doubt they'll get through to the next stage now soon enough. But geez, just so thankful now for everything like that we're after getting through.
Oh, and I suppose from your own point of view, I suppose you headed in at half time 6 points apiece on the back of Ian's 2-pointer there at the end, just to get you level. Was there any bit, I suppose, of panic or anything like that, or was it just a case of, look, we need to reset and really go at this for the next 30?
No, like, and I said a few months ago, we don't really panic like we used to. And like it just gets you nowhere, like that was some leadership by Ian there. That 2-pointer was massive, like, because there's a big difference going in level, or going in 2 points down with that breeze, or going in level. Like that was a sucker punch now. But Ian, like, he's done that throughout the years, and he's a serious clubman. But like that was just some score. But like we didn't make the most of that breeze. But I think we kind of regrouped in. We knew what we had to do. Like Casey's actually worked it very well in the first half when they held it against the wind and got a few serious scores. So we just kind of tried to replicate that, and like like you saw, it was just the last kick of the game. Like it could have gone either way, like, you know.
No, that was it, and like where panic could have set in, as you say, is obviously after EI kicking the 2-pointer to put them one up, you were able to stay calm in possession, work it to the right opportunity, and then when it came, you finished it.
Yeah, and like we had the chance, we worked the right opportunity really to Brian Foley about a minute before, I'd say, before that kick out, and it didn't go over. But like we know that, like, our trainings are all that kind of game based, like going into their last few minutes, like you need a score. But we try to get the right shooters on the ball, and like sure, it's all down to the boys, like winning the kick out and then roundy popping her, like we do practice that loop. So it worked out this time, thank God. But no, I was looking, it was looking hairy enough there when it went up into the air, but I kind of knew by the crowd that it went over, and it was there. And that's why we play football. Like, it's unreal when they do go over. Like they miss more often than that, but like when they do go over, it's just a class feeling, alright.
No, and I suppose you look at your performance then in the first 10 minutes of that extra time. It was, I suppose, all square going in, but you had an 8-point lead, 1-5 without reply, and that's really where the game turned.
Yeah, it was, and like it's like you said, like we didn't panic. We went in, then regrouped again at the end of full time, and just got it going. And like football now, it's all about momentum. Like you said, we got 1-5. That, I'd say we mightn't have any score in the first 4 minutes of it. But the last 6-7 minutes, like we really got the 1-5, and like Emmett coming on there. Like Emmett's been riddled with injuries now this year, like, you know, and like for a young fella like to come on like that, kick a massive score there at with 5 minutes to go, and then to go down there and score, what did he get, 1-3 in that? Like he kicked a massive 2-pointer and to get on the end of that run. But like I said, it's like Aaron Neville going through the middle there. Like what was gone, 70 minutes played, like running through the middle there and popping it off to him. Like just this team is full of unselfish players, and like it's just some feeling playing with fellas like that you know you'll go to well with, and like we're used to that now, and it's like I said about 10 times, it's just some feeling getting through it, like.
And I suppose from your own point of view, from here now, it's really about recovery over the next 24 to 48 hours, getting the mind right again, and then being ready to go again next week.
Yeah, 100%. We were after really kind of taking pride in our recovery and our gym, and it definitely showed there in that first 10 minutes of the extra time. Like we know, we played Mungo the very first match this year. They're a serious side, like they're probably the fittest team in Limerick, like, and we know like this is going to be such a battle again. But like that's it, like we just relax now, get the recovery in, get into the gym Monday and get training Tuesday, and so we've the work done. Like whatever happens, but like we're just really looking forward to another final now.
Oh well, we'll let you go back into the dressing room to enjoy the feeling of being back in another county final. You are the Michael Connell menswear man of the match. Many congratulations today, and best of luck next week.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Sean.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks a million. Someone for that. Thanks. I'll see you next week.
I'll take the mic though.
Oh, jeez, sorry. Wait, sorry.
Of it, they take the lead.
They can get it inside. It's going to be Eli who takes it on. Opportunity here off the right boot. Can he curl it in? It's a nod of an agreement. Dylan just running up, we follow the track of it, we're straight behind the ball, and even if we weren't, the supporters are telling us inside. Owen Hurley makes the run, has the ball, he's coming out towards onto the arch off the 21, curling it in straight over, and if there's a score 45, he's on the edge of the 2-point zone, working it all the way in. Opportunity coming, here comes the kick, straight in,
Casey's account. As we said a minute ago, great turnover from Casey's, and as a result of it, they take the lead.
Straight and get it inside. It's going to be Eli who takes it on. Opportunity here off the right boot.
As we said a minute ago, great turnover from Casey's, and as a result of it,